Good morning, everybody. Hey, where are those AE guys? Hey, Scott. Well, maybe I'll take this up with them off the air. The cameras are in the wrong place.
You can tell?
That camera could be over there. I got a whole thing worked out. I have a whole theory on camera set up in the studio. I was just watching the Cable Ace Awards.
How did you do? I completely forgot.
I lost.
Oh.
But what did you expect? What did you think? They're going to give me an award?
Who won?
Comedy Central's Politically Incorrect. That's a very funny show. It's virtually unwatchable, that program.
Yeah, you know, I was watching that yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And it has become, I thought it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
It has become the McLaughlin Report for real.
Yeah, it's actually people yelling at each other about political stuff.
Only they're very lightweight subjects.
Yeah. Well, it's a better show than ours, so.
No. Well,
than mine.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, I'll take full responsibility for my show. Yeah.
That you're supposed to be gracious in defeat.
Yeah. That show is so bad, politically incorrect. It is so bad. And it's basically you and me doing the news. That's where they got the idea. Cause they used to,
don't demean us. I saw that show.
No, I'm saying they used to ask me to host it.
Yeah.
Like, well, what about like you and Robin doing the news on our comedy channel? And I said, well, okay, how much are you going to pay us? I mean, what about some dough? Do-re-mi. Well, no, you know.
It's supposed to be for charity?
No, yeah, well, they were like, well, it's Comedy Central. We don't have a big budget. I said, yeah, well, how come you got $300,000 to give Penn and Teller there to host the, to do the voiceovers? All right? $300,000.
That's what he gets to do, those stupid announcements?
That's what Jackie told me. He's always filling my head up. Yeah, he's always stoking them. Yeah, well, all he's got to do is go in once a month.
There's no way he gets $300,000.
Weren't you the one who told me that? Oh, you didn't tell me?
Oh, I thought you were making a joke.
No. No, I wasn't making any joke.
It just sounded like your kind of information.
If I heard that, I would have come to you like that, though.
I know.
It sounded familiar, and it didn't happen.
All right, Jackie, shut up. You always say one too many things too often.
Yesterday I was watching the show. He had Kathleen Sullivan.
Go ahead.
And Jasmine Guy. And two other people I didn't recognize.
Yeah.
These are not funny people. Kathleen Sullivan, I didn't hear her say one word. Why she was on the show, I do not know.
Was it unwatchable?
Yeah. I turned after a few seconds. I don't even know what they were talking about. But Jasmine Guy was sitting there with a scowl on her face.
Yeah. Wondering what happened to her career.
And Bill Maher is sitting there trying to stoke life into a dead animal.
Well, you know what it was? Bill Maher was the host of the Cable Ace Awards, so they had to give him an award.
Oh, he was the host.
Yeah,
that
so
makes sense.
That's the payoff. Because I understand you can find out if you're going to win in advance. Wink, wink.
So that's why he showed up.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. All right, let me take a break.
You told you that, Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie told me that. You can find out. That's that kind of show that's fixed. Anyway, let me take a break. In fact, where's Papa Flowley? Maybe he could rip off some clips from the...
Papa Bullhigh.
The Ace?
Yes, the Ace Awards. He could whip off some clips, particularly the one where I lose. That would be nice.
They do mention your name. You get announced.
Yeah.
I wonder what the audience reaction was.
Booing. People vomiting in the halls. Gary Shandling was there, and he won, of course. And you know why he showed up, because they told him he's going to win. See?
Because I would like to know the lineup of that show.
Yeah.
Who won? Probably a whole audience full of winners.
I just know whoever votes on the Cable Ace Awards, and it's supposedly a real stodgy group, would never give me an award. They just wouldn't. I mean, why give an award to a show that has added millions of homes for a network, is a highly rated program, as opposed to a program that hasn't been seen? Like Incorrect. Comedy Incorrect.
Comedy Incorrect.
Whatever the name of it is.
That should be what it's called.
Comedy Incorrect. Show that hasn't made anyone laugh yet to this date. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
This is Al Michaels. Lest anybody think this is a farcical show, a fake performance, this is the real Howard Stern.
The great Lars Ulrich on drums.
Yeah, it was completely...
Hold it, Robin. All right, yes, go ahead.
I completely forgot that he had called in.
Yeah, Lars.
There was so much going on the birthday show that we actually talked to him.
Yes, Lars from Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Very gracious of him to call.
Birthday show was great. Everybody tells me they enjoyed it, which is good. Yeah, everybody liked it. And Gary has a whole bunch of stories and things of things that almost happened. I don't know what to talk about first. You want to hear my analysis of the football games?
I'd like to hear that first.
Well, first of all, everyone told me...
both.
Well, everyone told me not to watch the first football game because it was going to be a sucky game. Because it was going to be Pittsburgh and San Diego, and the runaway winner was going to be San Diego.
Pittsburgh was 9.5-point favorites.
Oh, Pittsburgh was going to be the runaway winner.
Right.
Yeah,
that
okay.
was an upset
right.
from
Pittsburgh was going to be the big winner, and everyone knew it, and it's just going to be a crummy game, and it's a complete mismatch, and don't bother watching. So I didn't bother watching. You know, I took it from the experts. And then I tuned in for the last minute or two of the game, and it was, like, exciting as hell. It was a great game.
Yeah.
So I missed the good one, and then I stayed tuned, of course, for the big game at 4 o'clock here, which was San Francisco and Dallas.
That was supposed to be the Super Bowl.
And I was being a real man, you know, watching it by myself. I didn't need any co-pilot at my side explaining what was going on. And, you know what happened?
Well, I do know what happened, but...
So San Francisco comes out of the box, 3 quick turnovers, and they were up. What was the score?
21-0. 21-0 with 6 minutes into the game.
6 minutes into the game.
Wow.
21-0 right out of the box. And then the rest of the game was pretty good, but...
Where was Dallas? Were they on the field?
No, they were not on the field. They were just screwing up left and right.
They kept an interception. Then there was a punt or a kickoff that they fumbled, and another interception, and all of them were turned into touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then they got good.
Yeah, and then it got good. I mean, then it got like a regular game.
They could never make up that loss.
No. I mean, there's no way. You don't give a team like San Francisco 21 points going into it and then expect to win. It was really, and it was so disappointing because you wanted a close game.
Right. You really wanted to see a tough game.
So I watched the whole thing thinking, wow, it'll be the comeback of the century. I'll miss it and then kick myself in the ass.
So you stayed there.
So I stayed there and watched the whole crummy game.
Do you know what
was the final score?
38-28.
Yeah. It was closer than you would have thought, but it really wasn't.
And Dallas actually had that opportunity where when it was 21-7 and they got held at the goal line, they could have made it a lot closer.
Yeah, and they should have gone for that field goal when they, screw it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
But do you know what the point spread is on the Super Bowl?
No.
Do you have any idea?
No, I don't know. First of all, now we have... Okay, let's review.
Okay.
For the people who don't know that much.
Okay.
That's me.
And me.
Yeah. Okay, we've got now San Francisco versus Pittsburgh.
San Diego,
I mean. Right. And San Diego can't be the favorite. I would think San Francisco has got to be...
San Francisco's the favorite.
Well, I would give San Francisco literally 13 points.
Well, you're a little low. And so far, San Francisco are 17.5-point favorites at this early time.
Wow.
And I don't know if you know how betting works, but after you get, I think it's 20 points, it's called no line.
Right.
They don't even take bets on it.
Wow.
If somebody's going to win by 20 points, they won't even take bets.
You mean they won't take any action?
But the bookies won't let it get that high.
Right.
They have to take action. It's the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, San Francisco must win. If it doesn't happen, then it was just a fluky day.
Are they that much better a team than San Diego?
Yeah. Yes.
San Diego played good in their last 2 games, but San Francisco's a great team.
San Francisco dominates everyone.
Who's their quarterback now?
Who, San Francisco? Young. This guy Young.
He sat behind, what was the guy's name from San Francisco for all those years?
Montana.
Yeah.
He sat behind Montana. He's got 2 Super Bowls, but he never played, and this is his year.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because, and did you see him run in for a touchdown? I mean, that was unbelievable. He's like a quarterback who can run.
Right.
Because those guys never run. They don't want to get hit.
I know. Usually they got bad everything but that arm.
Yeah, this guy was like out of control. He was running.
Who is that Neon Dion?
Neon Dion? I like Ken Norton.
Ken Norton Jr., but they dropped the Jr. now.
Ken Norton Jr. Remember the fighter, the boxer Ken Norton?
Yeah.
There's a guy, Ken Norton Jr. That's his son. And what's great about it is Ken Norton Jr., I don't know if you know the story. Gary, do you know the story?
What's that?
All right, I'll tell it to you.
Okay.
All right, I'll explain it to you. All right. Ken Norton Jr. was raised, of course, by Ken Norton Sr., the boxer.
Yes.
And Ken Norton Sr. raised him. I don't think there was a woman involved in the house. You know what I mean?
There was a divorce, and Ken Norton Sr. got custody.
Right.
Jr.
Okay.
Okay, so, and Ken Norton Sr. started raising Ken Norton Jr. when, he didn't have any money and stuff. He was a poor guy. and he really sort of doted on the kid. You know, he really watched over him. This is the way the story goes.
Okay.
And anyway, then when he became a professional boxer, he made some dough, you know, and was able to, you know, be home more with his son. And he really raised his son, according to legend. Now, who knows what the hell the real story is.
Right. But the legend goes.
The legend goes that then it came time for Ken Norton to pick a football college, and, you know, Ken Norton Sr. very much involved. And I remembered some of the early games and stuff. Ken Norton Sr. used to be at all the games and everything.
In fact, actually, when Ken Norton Jr., he wasn't even playing football in high school, and the football coach came to him and said, you know, you want to play football?
Right.
And he said, you have to go ask my father.
Right. Yeah, it was like one of those things where they were very tight.
Yeah.
Or at least to the outside world, it looked like they were tight. So, anyway, goes along. Ken Norton Jr. becomes a pretty good football player, real good football player, as a matter of fact. And Ken Norton Jr. meets this white woman who has a kid, and he falls in love with her. And I think Ken Norton Sr. Kind of took him aside and said, hey, look, you know, this woman, he might have said, hey, look, this woman, you know, you're a young guy. You don't have to rush to get married. And who the hell knows what her story is? And, well, hasn't talked to his father in 5 years.
Are you kidding?
Now, they both say it was a miscommunication, and they both say that the white issue had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Which means that almost definitely it did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, why bring it up if it had nothing to do with it?
Yeah. But he did marry her, right?
Yeah, he's married to her, and now they also have a kid together.
Right.
But he's still not talking to his poor father.
Right. And then last year, they were in the Super Bowl last year.
Ken Norton Jr. is actually on his way to his third Super Bowl because he went two with Dallas.
Yeah, it's his, what are they called again? It's
three-peat.
Three-peat, yeah. And every minute they were saying this is Ken Norton's three-peat.
Which Pat Riley owns the rights to.
Right, yeah.
Oh, he still owns it?
Yeah,
three-peat.
He copyrighted it. It doesn't matter what sport it's
Can you imagine? I would never say the word three-peat again knowing that guy owns it.
Now.
Yeah. The idea that someone's making money every time someone says three-peat, I would say...
that Ken Norton is going to the Super Bowl for the third time, no matter how many syllables that is.
Right. Even if it's not as cool as saying three-peat. So, I can't believe you can copyright a name, like a phrase.
And he had a four thing. There's something for four as well.
Four-peat.
No, it wasn't four-peat. Foreplay. That's right. Foreplay.
Oh, foreplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't copyright foreplay.
Well, I guess if it's F-O-U-R, you can.
Yeah, foreplay. Something like that. Anyway, so I think last year, Ken Norton Sr. was at the Super Bowl, and I think whatever network owns that,
I think it was NBC.
Yeah, NBC paid for his front row seats there to the Super Bowl because it was great drama. Every time Ken Norton Jr. would score, they'd show Ken Norton Sr.
Yeah.
And there was that whole, it was kind of exciting. Added some drama to the festivities.
Sure.
So,
but
they're still not talking,
even
right?
Even so, he's still not talking to his father.
Supposedly they spoke recently for a brief moment, and now they talk on the phone from time to time, but they don't see each other.
Right.
But they've been talking on the phone from time to time for like a year.
Wow.
Just say, hey, we want to be friends?
Cool.
Yeah, get a plane ticket.
Yeah, right.
How hard could that be?
Wow.
That's a shame, because I know Ken Norton Sr. had this terrible car accident at some point and wasn't doing very, he's not the same man he was.
He's still wobbly.
Yeah.
And then he had another
still
one.
Won't see him, even after the accident?
Well, they were friends, before the accident.
Oh, I see.
He didn't, abandon him.
Even when that was going on.
But he's still wobbly. He has, bad equilibrium and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. That's a real kick in the ass.
You work
everybody work your ass off to raise that kid. You break up with your wife, you get custody, which means that must have been some wife. Where do you see a guy getting custody?
And do you know what Ken Norton Sr. made some money boxing, but I'm sure he's not a millionaire.
Yeah, I don't think he made a lot of money.
Because it was in the early 70s, and he was only champion for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what Ken Norton Jr. just signed a contract with San Francisco for earlier this year?
No.
I think it was $9.3 million.
Is he who's the guy who gets $850,000?
Oh, that's a different guy.
If they win the Super Bowl.
The guy's salary is like $150,000. But no, just getting to the Super Bowl gets him another $850,000.
Yeah, and he got it, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, we're in the Super Bowl. Oh, sorry. Okay.
The Super Bowl of radio.
We're the Beatles and Super Bowl of radio.
Where's my bonus?
Well, here's Jackie's music. Jackie today wearing clam digging pants because of the warm weather. And,
oh, is he?
Yeah, he was clam digging all week, and that's why his feet are all full of mud. He has no shoes on. His clam digging pants and a stick to get the clams out of the sand. Yeah. What'd you do this weekend? Oh, it was great. We went out to the beach, and we all just sat out there, smoked a doob. What'd you do this weekend? Just what you said.
Work the show.
Come on, what'd you say? What'd you do this weekend?
I wasn't outside at all.
Really?
Sorry to disappoint you.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, with this beautiful weather.
Because I said all you have to do if you want to bond with Jackie, I walk in and go, beautiful weather this weekend. Oh!
Only 5 more months till Jackie comes in looking like a lobster.
Right.
That first hot day, he'll lay out there and burn up.
Only 5 more months of that opening season. Where Jackie comes in completely burnt.
Yeah, trying to get skin cancer.
The best part is he comes in and you go, Jackie, what happened? And he goes, what? I didn't even notice. I don't know. I was in the sun.
Yeah, it was a beautiful weekend.
He doesn't even know he's burnt.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
No idea.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Felt fine.
I could talk about Jackie all day.
He has so many little things.
Only 5 months till Jackie comes in burnt as a lobster.
Yeah,
What a
lobster
weirdo.
day.
Yeah.
What a weirdo. Lives near the water and goes to the beach.
Oh, boy. Here he goes.
What a weirdo.
Completely.
Yeah.
Do you think Jackie's going to be one of those old guys who has to wear like a big bee hat because he can't get any sun anymore?
Yeah. Yeah, Nancy has to walk him around with his bee hat.
Because he's got too much sun his whole life?
Yeah. He'll be prematurely senile from all the drinking.
It already happened.
Yeah. That's overtaken him.
Right. Grandpappy Jackie. Oh, it's wonderful out here. I was actually a little nature boy.
What were you? What did you
Well,
do?
I told you. Didn't I tell you I went rollerblading for 20 minutes?
Well, that's not actually being a nature boy.
Off your own grounds?
What?
Don't usually go
Yeah, I just do the driveway.
Oh, did you go off that? Or?
No, I can't do that. I mean, I'm terrible at it. I feel like I'm going to fall every minute.
He's not ready for the street.
I'm not ready to be seen. First of all, I was wearing giant buttocks padding and hip padding.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, remember those pants somebody sent me, those special buttocks?
Yeah, with the padding in the butt.
I was wearing those, and I had like on so many pads and helmet. I mean, I don't
No
look
wonder
cool.
you can't skate.
Yeah, I can't move. No, my daughter wanted to go rollerblading, my 8-year-old, and first of all, I didn't know you're not supposed to rollerblade when the ground's a little wet because you slide.
No.
I didn't know.
It's just, those are like car tires.
Yeah, I didn't know. Because Gorilla was telling me this morning, I said, did you rollerblade? He goes, oh, no, the ground's wet. I go, oh.
Plus, it can mess up your skates if the bearings get wet.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I won't be able to do that again.
I know you're broken.
I'll really miss it. Then I took my, I only exercise like 20 minutes. It's not like I go out all day and do this. Because if I exercise for more than 20 minutes, my eyeball blows out, believe it or not. So I'm very careful to do 20 minutes, but I took my bike over to this place where you can mountain bike. And I mountain biked in the mud while it was raining.
Well,
Remember?
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I was like covered in mud and...
Ew, that's not the fun.
No, that was fun. It was really a lot of fun.
How do you get back in the house after you do that?
I just strip off my clothes in the garage and get in the shower, and that's it. It felt good. I felt like a man. Man against the elements. Like a kook.
Yeah, you ready for your triathlon?
Yeah, I felt like a kook. After you do that, you're supposed to have sex with your bitch, but my bitch wasn't around.
Then you went in and watched football?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Because that's as manly as it gets.
Yeah. I laid in my bed and watched it while I told my wife and kids to get out of the room.
You threw them out?
Threw them out. I ate raw dog.
Now, do the girls ever come in and try to watch football with you?
They watch with me. They get into it.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
My 2-year-old just stands there and screams football, and Emilio will watch.
Does Allison care or watch?
No.
Because doesn't it suck like if something really cool happens and the only one around to tell is your wife?
No, I picked up the phone and called my brother-in-law. After San Francisco scored those 3 touchdowns in a row, I called my brother-in-law up. I go, can you believe what's going on here? He goes, what are you calling me for? I said, who else am I going to talk to? I have anybody to talk to. But I was going to call you, actually, Gary. I figured you were watching.
I tried to explain it to my wife, and she goes, who cares?
Yeah. Who cares?
So what?
No, what? Big deal. Who cares? I know, because I was jumping up and down and yelling and stuff, and everyone thought I was stupid.
I know. Even when you talked to me, you said, are you watching the game? And I'm like, no.
No. Robin was working on her book. I called her to complain about my portrayal in the book. we were on the phone all weekend.
And?
Well, I didn't think Robin loved me enough in the book.
You know what? I just...
Did you go back over it?
To sit there. I haven't gone back over it yet.
Okay.
I just pulled all your parts and said, you know what? I'd really like to just throw these
Just make sure that
out of the book.
I finally just said to Robin, just make sure I'm treated okay, all right? I don't want to be...
You were treated okay all along. Don't give the impression that I haven't treated you well.
Well, I don't think I was...
Treated well enough.
Maybe well enough, right.
Maybe you need a third party to read it and decide.
No, I'm not letting you read it.
Give it to Fafa Flowley to read let him read chapter 11 of your book and see what he thinks. Robin.
I'll give a fair critique, and I won't do it.
Oh, that's good. Let Gary. Gary would be good.
I'll be fair.
Well, I don't have a lot of time, you know.
Let him read chapter. What else has he got to do? He'll read it in a night.
I'll read it tonight.
I don't have that time.
Oh.
I have to change all this today.
Send someone home. I'll get it now.
During the show.
Let him read chapters 10 and 11 during the show.
You know what I've got here? Because I did bring in one section that you were complaining about.
Okay. All right, good.
And I changed it, and I'll give him both. And I want him to tell me if he really thinks that there was something wrong with the first one.
Why don't you just let me write everything about myself?
I started to do that. I said, you know, why doesn't he just tell me what he wants here?
Yeah, can I just, it'd be a lot quicker. No. I don't want to be involved in rewriting your book. I just wanted to, I called Robin. And I said, hey, maybe there's a couple of things here we ought to talk over.
Me.
Yeah, I don't care. Everything else you wrote.
Nothing else here.
Everything else you wrote I felt was very accurate and to the point, and I agree with you on, except your portrayal of me.
How could I be that off?
I don't know.
Where you're concerned.
I don't know. Well, you're probably off on everything else, too. I just don't know about that stuff. I did go to my wife. I said, well, if I think Robin's off on some of this stuff, imagine what she wrote about everyone else. Listen. I don't want to write. I just want to veto. I just want veto power.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's all. Why should I have to write?
That's always your role. No.
No, I don't like that. Hey, Gary, you read it.
I will.
If Robin allows it.
Okay.
She's very secretive about her book. I'm one of the few people who read it.
Well, it's like the crying game. There's a surprise.
There's a surprise ending. Yeah. So, you didn't know Robin was a man, did you? Used to be, anyway. Not anymore. So,
don't even start that one.
Yeah, so all right, let me take a break. There's an idea. You should let Gary read chapter 10 and 11.
He doesn't have to read them.
No.
I'm going to read them sooner or later.
Well, you're not in them, so it would be perfect. You could be perfectly.
I'm surprised Jackie actually really doesn't make it. I mean, there's one reference to Jackie joining the show, but
that's why in my acknowledgments I say, thank you, Jackie, for noticing nothing.
You didn't write at all about this alleged sexual tension that Jackie thinks you and he have?
No, it's really not a book about
sexual tension.
What goes on in the office, even.
Right. I disagree with that.
Well, according to Jackie, the sexual tension between you two affects your whole life.
Yeah, I got a hold on her.
She wants it.
Yeah, so when do you have to hand in the final book?
The final book has already been handed in. It's in the copy editing stage now.
Oh.
So that's why it's so hard to make changes. I gave it to you a long time ago, and you waited this long.
No. You gave me the last couple of chapters recently.
No, but your problem was with chapter 10 and 11. That's the second part.
Well, I did have a problem with the end of the book.
Yeah, but that I haven't even gotten back yet.
Yeah.
Get this book out now.
Get it out now. It is. It's very good, except the parts about me.
You don't know. I can't even sleep now.
Who needs you sleeping? You get to writing. All right, listen, Robin, let's take a break. Try to calm down from your book, because you've been very busy with that. I want you to concentrate on the show now.
That's all I'm concentrating on.
All right, and we'll take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
Hi, this is Warner Chap. We'll be back with the number one bestseller in America, Howard Stern.
97.1 The Eagle.
6:43 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. Eagle Weathers. It's 6:47 at 97.1 The Eagle.
We're back for one of the final days of the Howard Stern Show.
Thank you. My head itches all the time. I have a dry scalp. I think I don't have enough fat in my diet, so my eyeball is drying out. My head is drying out.
Do you find that more in the winter? Because I think the air is awfully dry.
I had it all summer, too. I have problems all the time.
No.
Constant
They're
problems.
not seasonal.
No. Robin and I were in here talking about our book again during the commercial.
No, we don't have to mention that every time.
Yeah, come on, let's stop talking about it. I'm leaving it in your hands.
No, you're not.
I know I just told her, though, this is just a sort of a vibe I'm getting. If you're getting the same vibe, change it. If not, then just leave it. I don't care either way. You leave. You know what? You leave it any way you want.
No.
No, seriously.
I'm not even turning it in until you're happy.
No. I'm happy. I don't even want to read it anymore. I want to read it when it comes
you're
out.
You're reading it 50 more times.
No, I don't want to. Seriously, I don't. Because I feel funny saying to Robin, hey, maybe I'm coming off a little weird here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she wants you to be happy.
But I'm happy. I'm happy. I decided I'm happy.
You're not happy.
I am happy.
I'm very upset because you're not happy.
No, I am happy. I'm not even unhappy.
We all want you to be as happy as possible.
Peppy guy.
I'm very happy. Seriously, I am happy. Now that I'm looking at you face to face, I'm happy.
Oh, goodness.
When I'm away from you, I'm not happy. All right. What was I doing? We have so much stuff to get to. What are we doing?
Well, we could talk about who turned us down. We could play some IDs that never made it to the air the other day.
Right. We should talk about the birthday show. We talked about the football game. What are you going to say about a football game? That was it. That was the football game.
So now it's San Francisco and San Diego at California Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I told you everything I know about the game, which is nothing.
Except for one thing.
Yeah.
Have we decided, since we put it to rest for 2 years, are we going to do a Super Bowl party this year outside of the station?
I did have an idea.
So do I.
I want to run it by you. Okay?
Good.
I have an idea. I have not had a Super Bowl party in 2 years.
Not outside of the studio. You've done something in here.
That's right. That's right.
Because I had an idea this morning as well.
Well, I have an idea.
Good.
May I present my idea?
I'd love for you to do it.
I was thinking, maybe we have the Super Bowl party at Scores.
On a Sunday, the day of
the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Sure. Yeah, like we watch the game and hang out at Scores.
That's a great idea.
Oh, is that what your idea is?
My idea was just that we have it somewhere else, you know, in other words, almost have it not be our party.
Right.
Like John had a party and we just sort of go.
Yeah.
That way it's not our responsibility.
It's not our hassle.
Right.
Yeah, it becomes too much of like a party that we have to plan.
And you lose the joy in all the planning.
It seems like work.
But the problem is we're still going to have to put together a guest list and everyone's going to be offended whoever doesn't get invited.
But that's the fun part.
Yeah.
It's still our party.
Including people.
But that's cool. We should do that.
So what do you think?
You think
I think we should do it.
Is gonna, I don't know what their deal is. What do they do on Sundays?
Super Bowl Sunday's big for them, but there's nothing too big to put the Howard Stern Show in for.
The only problem is my wife is getting real weird with that stuff. I'm starting to get real pussy with.
We're going out or going to Scores?
With me, I don't know. Me going to Scores and stuff like that. I think she's probably going to give me a hard time.
So we don't have to
You
do
want to call her now and ask permission?
Yeah, maybe I will. You know what? Well, wait about an hour because she's probably sleeping.
You want to get her in the best mood.
Yeah, she was yelling at me all weekend.
Why?
See, I was thinking...
She yells at me all weekend. She says I'm not a good husband.
Again?
Yeah.
You're getting that? You just spent a whole 2 weeks with her trying to be a good husband.
I know.
I was wondering why you went rollerblading in the mud.
Yeah. Now you know. I was doing anything.
Out and on a mountain bike.
I know I'm not a... you see, she claims that all the other husbands are partners in their marriage.
Well, see, that is wrong right away. Comparing your association with other people, it's supposed to be what works for you two, not what everybody else is doing.
Because my wife says, all the other husbands help their wives take the kids to different events and to this and that. And I go, you know what? My father never took me anywhere. I don't know.
That's not true.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like my dad never carpooled me over to a friend's house.
Oh,
never.
No, I thought you meant like going to Radio City Music Hall to see that.
No. I'm not talking about
Barbarella.
that. I'm not talking about that stuff.
Did your dad go to your school?
No.
Parent night?
Never.
Really?
Never.
And parent night, your mom just went alone?
Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he went to that. Okay.
But wait a minute. Didn't you say you didn't want to be the kind of father your father was?
Right.
So why are you comparing yourself?
Well, I'm just saying that my wife says that all husbands help their wives and, their partners and this and that. And I go, I'm busy working all the time. How can I be partnering? And I said, why would I be doing something trivial like driving the kids somewhere? Get someone to do that. I'll work. So she thinks I'm not like a good partner. I think she doesn't think I'm a good husband.
But I do have a problem with the comparison. To say... I looked over at Betty Sue over there, and her husband's helping her.
Yeah.
You're a bad husband.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah, well,
she's happy.
You. Good. All right, well, you'll get on the phone with her.
You'll let me talk.
No, I think what she's saying is she's not happy.
Oh.
She's not happy with my behavior.
But is she not happy because of what she sees other people doing, or
yes.
is it really... Because that's wrong.
Yeah.
To require somebody to do something they don't want to do just...
Thank you.
Because you would like it.
Right.
She married you.
Right.
She didn't marry Betty Sue's husband.
Right. Well, she claims that when she married me,
You were Betty Sue's husband?
I was Betty Sue's husband. And now...
Might have been.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Well, and now, I've changed. And I say, you're right. I don't disagree.
Hasn't she changed?
Yeah. Not really.
Oh, she has.
Has she?
Tell her she has.
Yeah, I'll tell her she's changed.
And you put up with it.
And then I do it, and then she'll start yelling at me that I'm turning it around to her.
Oh.
So I'm not even allowed to do that. I don't know. She just doesn't think I'm a good husband.
Well, is she preparing you for divorce?
I don't know. She's just telling me every minute I'm not a good husband.
Because I don't understand.
I don't know.
What is this, in preparation for something?
I don't know. I said, if you're going to hit me with it, do it now.
She's not keeping a diary or anything.
I don't know. She might be. Could you throw a chapter in your book about what a great husband I am? Just in case I have to show it to the judge.
I did. Didn't you read that part?
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's right.
did.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Well, I'm going to use that. That's evidence. You're right. I'm a great husband.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. The best.
You should live with me for a day. I am the worst husband, but...
I think you're pretty good.
How do you know, though? You don't really live with me.
From what you tell me...
What if your wife just locked herself in a room all day and never came out and saw you?
I'd divorce her.
Right, so there you go. Jerry Lewis seems stable compared to me.
But Jerry Lewis's wife never left.
That's right. He did. And I'm staying. I'm not going
So you
anywhere.
just tell her that. What is Jerry Lewis's first wife? Patty Lewis.
Damn right. Well, anyway, so I get yelled at a lot and stuff.
Now, when she's doing that, what do you do?
Defend myself.
Yeah.
I just say, no, I'm a good husband. And then finally I agree with her. I go, you know what? I probably am a lousy husband. But, what am I supposed to do?
It doesn't make you change your activity.
No.
See, I think
actually, deep down inside, I think I'm a great husband. I mean, I'm not like Dominic. Dominic's always running around Atlantic City and,
You're always at home.
I'm at home. Admittedly,
She knows exactly where you are.
Right.
I think where you get her probably burnt up a little bit is I don't think she minds. Like, you work every weekend.
Right.
I don't think she minds if you're working on the movie script or if you're doing a pay-per-view, but I think she gets bummed out when you lock yourself in there for 8 hours and you're on Prodigy on the chat line.
Right.
Yeah,
but I told her that's research for my book. I went on Prodigy this weekend.
Oh, you did?
And so I get in there, and who's in there? Scott the engineer.
No.
Yeah,
Are
he's
you
in there.
kidding?
No.
You're talking to Scott. Why do you don't talk to Scott here?
I had the most conversation I've had in my life with Scott the engineer. And Scott does a weird thing. He goes on the Prodigy chat line with his wife sitting there.
No.
Yeah, she sits next to the computer while he types into it.
So she's right there.
Yeah, they share the activity.
Well, maybe Scott's a better husband.
You don't think they're cruising for another couple, do you?
I don't know. All I know is you don't smell the smoke on the computer. And I told him...
It's much more pleasant.
Yeah. What are you doing, man? And he's typed so slow. And it's like he types with one finger.
No, not one finger, but I just can't keep up with the...
He can't keep up with the conversation. So it's like real it's even boring talking to Scott on the computer.
Typical. I was going to say you can't keep up with the conversation.
Well, I have a cigarette in one hand and I'm typing with the other, so,
And it's just all cigarette jokes. Yeah.
So was this in a room and it was just you and Scott together?
No, it was about 27 people.
Oh.
With me and Scott as hosts, but Scott would just type every 20 minutes, hey, this is fun. Yeah, hey, this is great.
Oh, man.
True. And then he typed that his wife was horny. That was it. And then he left.
Oh, did you have to go service your wife?
Yeah, all that, watching Scott on the computer.
Revved her up.
Got her horny.
What was wrong with that with her? I mean, she wanted to see what it was all about.
Yeah, okay, fine. So did she like it?
What was wrong with that? Yeah, she loved it.
I don't know. I like to go on the computer by myself. I don't want somebody looking over my photo.
See, don't even say that, Scott, because then Allison will say, Scott even sits at the computer with his
right.
phone.
Yeah. There's your partnership.
Yeah.
Howard, we started, I got on with Scott on Sunday. And
Scott was on Sunday?
Yeah, and I started goofing
Did you watch the football game?
Yeah, well, I was watching it.
Oh.
And I started goofing on his wife.
Yeah.
I said, hey, do you finally get away from your wife for a second?
Yeah.
And he goes, be quiet, she's sitting right next to me.
Boy, she's really into it, huh?
She loved it. It was her idea. I was watching the game. She said, let's go on chat.
Really?
Yeah.
But then I said the same thing. I wouldn't talk to Scotty on the phone.
I know, but then you talk. It's cool that it's Scott on the computer.
Yeah, it is.
Aside from that, I've never talked to you so much.
I know.
I got to get into this.
Yeah.
See, and then you're going to make me hook up Rob.
Oh, you're going to get it. You got to get in on it. Because even they were saying, where's Robin? I said, well, they said, will she get Prodigy? I said, she'll get it. She has to goof on me first about it, and then she'll be on it every minute.
And then I'll be on there after you've gone.
Right.
Then Scott called me afterwards on the telephone, and I had nothing to say. I was like, all right, Scott, I got to go.
Yeah, right, yeah.
See?
He felt like he had to call you.
And what's John doing on it?
John's pretty good on it, actually.
John was having a party.
And I had a party, so Kathy was over. Everybody was just hanging out. Like,
so you got on Prodigy at your party?
Yeah, so Kathy had to sit there and type while everyone made comments.
Yeah, it was great.
They had Kathy working.
But she loved it.
Yeah, Ralph told me he was on there.
Everyone was calling Ralph Berry Boy and all these different nicknames.
Right. You guys should have called me. I would have gone on with you.
We did call you.
What time?
It was like 6 o'clock, wasn't it?
About what time? About
like around 6 or so.
Yeah, I was watching the game, though. I didn't want to deal with that.
It was fun, though.
It was funny because all Scott's answers are one word.
I know.
No, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same way he has conversations.
That's right.
Scott's not real creative with the computer or in real life.
But I got to tell you, it was exciting to have him on there, to have somebody you knew, you know.
You always keep the same nickname?
Yeah, I got to change it. I don't know how do you change that. Oh, let me ask you one question.
What?
How do you change it?
So easy. It says change nickname.
Yeah. When someone instant messages you, right? And suppose you don't want to talk to them. Like, suppose you want to stay on the big board.
Right.
How do you do that?
Hit setup, and then just hit do not allow a member to talk to me.
Is that how you do that?
Yeah.
All right.
Boy, you're like a retard.
But I don't,
You're so stupid.
Because you don't.
That Prodigy set up for a
lucky you
5-year-old.
can turn on the
Because
computer.
when you hit cancel, it doesn't cancel. It just keeps.
No, of course. You got to go into setup.
It was really strange with John talking and Kathy typing everything. You know, it was almost like a retarded phone call.
Right. It's kind of fun, though. I got to admit. And I change my name all the time. I was 4 different people this weekend.
Yeah, I know you were King Regis, right?
Right, King Regis.
And
my nickname was King Regis.
E. Vincent.
E. Vincent was my nickname for a while. And then I was yesterday I was Sun Yi.
What time were you on yesterday?
I was on for about a half hour yesterday.
Everyone tells me that you're on.
Yeah.
So it's
But
fun.
no one believes it's him.
No, but that's the fun of it.
And you keep changing so they'll never catch you.
Right.
Every time you go on, you have a new name?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
it's funny, you start talking to these people, and you'd never talk to them in real life or on the
Right.
phone or
And what's
anything.
weird about it
Talk
is
to me, doesn't talk to me in real life.
everybody's nickname is a nickname from the show. Like there's a Jan Michael.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, now there's a Jan
Fidelity
Michael.
Diamond, I saw.
There's a what?
A Fidelity Diamond.
Fidelity Diamond is one of them, and everybody has a. Yeah.
Now, I don't understand you, because you go on and you change your name.
Oh, you know what my name was? You know what my other name was?
What?
This is a good one. My name was Gina Dance.
But I don't understand how you change your name, and then you go on and just tell everyone that you're you. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, I like to watch. And I like
He
for about.
can't help it.
There's no fun in just talking to people as me. I like to watch them try to believe it's me.
I know.
It's sort of like Superman. You know, he gets to reveal his secret identity. That's the part of the movie I like.
That's very strange. You go on every time to try to see if you can prove you're you.
Yeah.
He sits there for
What does
an
that
hour
mean
and
psychologically?
I don't know.
I almost didn't believe it was him.
You know, Scott is such a moron. I get on there, and I said, Scott, is that really you? He goes, yes. I go, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. What song did Ralph ask you to play the other day in the studio? So he goes, 9 Inch Nails. Okay, so I know it's him. I go, okay, Scott, it's you. Now, no one else would even know to ask that question. Okay, so we established it's me. Halfway through, Scott goes on now. There's 27 people on this chat line. Scott starts typing in, I don't believe it's Howard. So I go, I said, this is such a retard.
No, you know why?
And everyone now believed it was me. We were having some fun. And
But
Scott,
you couldn't convince Scott.
so then
you know
Scott
why?
goes, if it's you, I want you to tell me what floor of the hotel we played the
No,
card
other
game.
people were asking where you played.
All right, all right. And so Scott goes, what floor? And I go, Scott, you imbecile. Why would we want to give that
Yeah,
out?
you're going to go back, aren't you?
So I instant message him privately, and I go, Scott, are you an idiot? So he goes, I don't believe it's you. So I write down the answer, and I go, but use your head.
You know why?
I mean, why would you want to give that out?
You know why?
Why don't we give out your home address, Scott?
No, you know why?
What?
You said something that was unbelievable. You got 2 gifts of something
Right.
for your birthday.
Right.
And I said, can I have one? And you said, sure, no problem.
Yeah. Well, I was
Oh, that
kidding.
was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? He's actually giving something away.
I'll be quiet. So stupid.
Oh, you're cheap?
Yeah, I'm cheap.
How dare you?
And Scott expects me to start giving him stuff, too.
We couldn't believe that you talked to Scott. We're like, Scott, you finally found a way to talk to Howard.
Yeah. I was stuck Saturday night talking to Scott. But it was good. I could leave whenever I wanted.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as he starts complaining, you can bail.
Yeah, computers are cool that
When
way.
you talk to Scott, you need a button.
Yeah.
We told Scott to put the into every sentence.
Yeah, we did that, too. Everybody did that.
You're so original.
You're so original, John.
No wonder your wife is mad at you. No, honey, I don't want to hang out with you. I want to talk to Scott over the computer.
All right.
Maybe she has a valid complaint.
She might. She might.
It was cool, though.
I like it. It's fun.
Tell her to get on a computer. She wants to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, go over to John's party. Get on the computer.
Put one upstairs in the bedroom.
That's right. Well, anyway.
It is fun, though. Everybody was addicted to it.
Why is it so much fun?
Can you imagine if your wife did have a computer upstairs in the bedroom and she got on Prodigy and then she had to try to prove to you that she was your wife?
I know. That'd be good.
That'd be hysterical.
That'd be good.
All I know is how Kathy and Scott Einstein for me, they were all like sitting by for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And it's people from all over the country, and it's funny. I was rapping to some guy, and then it turned out he was 16 years old, and I couldn't rap to him anymore. Once he told me how old he was.
Oh, you just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this?
And you were relating fine until that moment.
Yeah, then all of a sudden,
embarrassing.
I said, well, how old are you? Because he was referencing some weird stuff, and he goes, oh, I'm 16. He didn't know it was me, and I go, oh.
I'm sitting here with a 16-year-old.
Yeah, I'm 41 years old. What am I doing? I don't talk to any 16-year-olds in real life. I can't meet a 16-year-old and talk for more than 30
you wouldn't
seconds.
sit down and talk to a 16-year-old.
Yeah, about what? Gee, how's high school?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the woman who doesn't get enough typing during the week.
Thank God for Prodigy. We would have had nothing to do with John.
Oh, is that right?
His football game.
Yeah, these buffalo wings. Everybody's like keeling over from there. So damn hot.
Were they bad?
They were. I got suicidal buffalo wings.
Can imagine.
I gotta get that now.
You like that?
Can I get that on the computer I have, the little one I have yours?
What do you mean, in your house?
Yeah.
Sure, she can sign on, right?
Anything that has a modem.
Yeah. Do you have Windows?
No.
No, then you can't get it.
You can't get Windows on that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you can do it.
You can't get Prodigy if you don't have Windows?
You have a modem?
No, but I'll get one. They're not that expensive, right?
No. Modems are cheap.
Yeah, modem's cheap, and then you get that. I don't know. Maybe you don't need Windows. I don't know what you need.
I'm going to find out. It's so much fun. I got to try it.
Yeah.
It's easier to install on Windows, but I think you can do it.
So we should all get it, and then we could all talk
together.
Yeah, right.
We can start talking again.
You can connect with us.
Do the whole show on Prodigy.
It gets real expensive, though. I'll tell you that. That's the weird thing about it. What do they charge? Like $2.50 an hour?
I think it's $2.95.
Yeah. All of a sudden you get a bill for $300 a month.
No wonder I'm not doing it.
What was your bill?
For like 2 hours.
Nothing. It was only like $10.
Really?
Yeah, it isn't that much at all.
You know what? He doesn't know. Don't go by him.
He doesn't even know what his bill is.
Remember when he first got the car phone?
Yeah.
And he was talking, he'd stay in the car and stay on the phone. And he almost went bankrupt.
Yeah.
I got a $1,000 bill from 1 month in the car phone.
Did you really? And then you ripped out the car phone?
Yeah, I took it out after 6 bills.
I could tell Ralph called me for the first time from his car phone. And he was and Ralph usually wants to stay on with me. Right. He was like, okay, I got to go. And he's like, right, you said she.
All right, anything else? Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
John called me from his car from once. He was coming to my house. I was giving him directions, and he was on it like a half an hour. Okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, right.
I couldn't just give him the directions.
That's what he would do on the phone.
Yeah, you're co-piloting.
What are you doing in the car, though? You're so bored in the freaking car.
Put on the radio, dude. That's what it's for.
Yeah, well, you know what.
That's free. Dope. Hey, can you be my co-pilot for this ride? It's a 4-hour trip.
I can't tell you how many times when he was into that car phone, I'd just get a call. So, Robin, what are you doing?
Yeah. And then it's $1,000.
Right.
He used to make $1,000 a year. Someone told me, man, you're rolling in dough. You moved into some nice building.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, nice building.
How's his apartment, Ralph?
It's a really nice place.
He's decorated well?
Yeah, well, they're working on it. They got a security guy downstairs.
Could you have made that much money in the stock market?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
Yeah,
I paid a fortune back to the government, though.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
Privilege.
What is it, Fafa Foley?
I'm just going to vouch for what a nice place John's apartment is.
Oh, yeah?
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Oh, no kidding.
Doorman building, luxury building.
No kidding.
Gym within the building, terrace, a pool.
Wow. What are you worth, man? What's your net worth?
You're going to have to go to John for a loan.
I know. Man, pretty impressive. Well, anyway.
So he can afford Prodigy, I suppose.
You want to listen to the tape of the Cable Ace Awards after this?
Yeah, I want to hear.
You know, if that show wasn't on cable, that Politically Incorrect that beat us, well, first of all, I never expected to win, and I told you that up front.
Right.
There was not one person there who would want me to win an award, because then it would make a mockery of the whole Cable Ace Awards in their minds. You know, because they're really taking themselves seriously. They dress up in suits, and they even call it the Academy.
Oh, God.
What
Academy?
Yeah, and Bill Maher is the host. So, of course, they got to give him an award. And meanwhile, that show is the same as that dumb show John works on now, Last Call. And you see, that gets no ratings. They're in big trouble. But if you put it on Comedy Central, it could stay on for years.
I was watching his opening monologue.
Yeah, it was awful.
I had no clue
what he was even talking about.
I had no clue.
Bill Maher.
The whole audience had no clue either.
Yeah, I wanted Gary to go back and watch the awards and pull tape, but I don't know if I can make that happen. He's very, very busy. And we got to talk about the birthday show, and like there was a lot of stuff happening, evidently, that I didn't even know about.
Oh, yeah, there were, there's always a build-up to the birthday show, people who are contacted and so forth.
Yeah, did you see the Tonight Show thing?
Yeah, I saw that.
Really? I didn't
How was that?
It was okay. I mean, it's like, out of a 4-hour show, they showed me saying one sentence, so,
Did they put you down when you were sitting down with Branford? Did they put any of that on it?
Yeah, just for a second.
'Cause that was hysterical.
Yeah, but just for a second, it was like, imagine out of context. The Tonight Show showed about a minute and a half of the birthday show. But out of context, Branford is sitting down, and I say to him, keep your job, nincompoop.
That's it?
Yeah, so that was it. How could that be funny?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show.
What is this, Snapple? Hey, Scott, what happened to you during the birthday show, man? You were whacked.
What are you talking about?
A lot of times we go to you, and you kept forgetting to put on Billy's microphone.
One time, Billy's mic didn't come on.
It was a bunch of times.
Somebody was talking. No, it wasn't a bunch of times.
A lot of times he was talking, and it wasn't coming out.
It was always on. He was sitting back like he...
Well, that's another thing.
Billy doesn't get on mic. That's true.
What is Billy's problem? And Jackie, do you notice that? And Fred, Billy doesn't get on mic.
But we're never watching, so when you're yelling at him, by the time we turn around, he's on the mic, so I don't know that he's...
There were times that Scott forgets to put on the mic.
Between the two of them...
Yeah, and then Billy, when the mic is on, he works all the way back here.
He's like in an easy chair.
Yeah.
Because I remembered when Branford was on and you wanted him to do Jay, he started doing Jay back here.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing.
The mic was on 99% of the time. Full.
Billy's like retarded.
95.
All right, 95.
I gotta have a long talk with Billy.
Yeah, he's got to remember to be on mic. I know when he's doing Ren and Stimpy, he stays on the mic.
Yeah, I gotta address that. I've been too busy reading your book. That's the problem. I'm letting my responsibilities fall by the wayside. All right, hey, let me tell you about Snapple.
You do have a point. Scott, sometimes when we wanted to go on the air, Scott wasn't there.
Scott was in the bathroom smoking. Literally smoking.
I had one point.
Well, I had one cigarette the whole day.
Not one engineer to turn on the mic.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
if you leave to go to the bathroom, Scott, if you leave to go to the bathroom, wouldn't you leave somebody in charge to put everything back on?
There were two people sitting, and Ricky was standing.
No, there was one point.
Able to do it without
I'm telling you, there was one point that no one was there. Sandy had to push up.
Right, there was three people staring at the board guessing which...
Yeah. What?
Richie was there that time. Sandy,
so why can't Richie put it on? Wouldn't you say to someone, sit here?
No, you know what happened in that break?
What?
It was a 4-minute break.
Always an excuse.
I went to the bathroom, and in 2 minutes, we were back on the air.
So leave someone in charge.
There were people there.
What if something happens?
There were people there.
All right, I don't want to talk about it.
You didn't leave anyone in charge.
Go on Prodigy, call me, and I'll talk about it on there.
Okay.
All right. Snapple teas, drinks, and sodas. God. I love the Snapple company. I love their product. I have been drinking Snapple for years. My kids only drink Snapple, Robin. You don't even realize how I'm involved with Snapple I am.
Well, I know that you say if you open your refrigerator, all you will find to drink
That's
is
right.
Snapple.
Look, you could say whatever you want. I'm telling you.
I didn't believe it, and it didn't go in the book.
That's right. Then why isn't that mentioned in the book, that I drink Snapple? Tea flavors, fruit drinks like lemonade, pink lemonade, orangeade, kiwi strawberry cocktail, grapeade, fruit punch, pink grapefruit cocktail, soda flavors like cherry lime Ricky, passion supreme, peach melba, French cherry, true root beer, creme de vanilla. Snapple, made from the best stuff on earth.
The Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
First of all, let me remind everyone, let me tell everyone, for those of you who love the birthday show, I got some great feedback on it. People want to see what went on, particularly during the dancing segments with the midgets and Debbie Tate, the space alien. She was really turning me on, man. Maybe I'm nuts.
I got a great story about her at the birthday show, by the way.
But the birthday show will air on the E! Network in a 5-parter all this week.
Wow.
So every night you'll get a different part of the... actually, we could have broken it into 20 shows. There was so much going on. But you'll see all 5 programs, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tonight's show features... the midget dancing with the spin doctors, with Debbie Tate, the space alien.
Great.
Yeah, they were great to do that, too, to be the house band, if you will, you know. Let's see what else we get there. You'll see the thing with Branford. This is just a whole bunch of stuff going on. You'll see the whole room. You'll see all the guests, and every night it'll be something different from the birthday show. So for those of you who get the E! show, you're in luck. For those of you who don't, call your cable system and say, why is it that I want a program and you won't put it on my system? Why is that? Why do you have such a monopoly that you won't listen to people? Why do I have 20 channels with insects mating?
Why can't I get away from you?
Right.
Why do I have C-SPAN 2?
Right. Why do I have that? Why do I have that? That's what you have to say, because it's outrageous. It's outrageous. Cable companies ignore your every request. You should have every single channel available to you. Thank you.
I have one channel that is so boring. It's like some school.
Oh, that's the Learning Channel.
No. I'm talking about every time I turn on this channel, there's a guy standing at a lectern giving a lecture. The formulas behind his head.
Yeah, and does he take phone calls to help students with their math work?
Extra help.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
That's what you're watching, extra help.
Oh, my
you call him up and you tell him your problem, and he's got a blackboard, and he helps you solve it.
Yeah, they used to have schools for that. I have to pay to see that? I don't know. The other day I'm watching TV, I had 14 hours of the same whale. They didn't even change whales. It was the same whale. And HBO, God love them, they got a hold of an Andrew Dice Clay movie that he shot up in Canada with Terry Hatcher.
Yes.
They show it every 15 minutes.
I can't get away from that movie.
Hey, honey, I'm Brain Smasher. Did you see it? Did you guys see it?
It is unbelievable.
You can't get away from it.
Part of it.
Yeah, well, I don't think Dice ever expected that to be seen in America.
Yeah.
I think he did it, and, you know.
It was supposed to be a throwaway just to get the bucks.
HBO is ruining people.
The best part of that movie is got to be like the love scenes.
Yeah.
You know, he's
with Dice and Terry Hatcher.
Hey, I dig you. You dig me.
It's like Frank Sinatra's Grammy speech.
You can see, I can see why Terry Hatcher would fall in love with him. Hey, what's this, ninjas?
You can't love me.
Incredible. We have to get the script and reenact it.
When I first saw it for the first time, I said, oh, okay, this is a comedy.
Right.
And then it wasn't. Then I said, oh, this is a lot. Like, it wanted to be a lot of different movies.
It's an action-adventure. Yeah. It's a love story.
All I know is they have these ninjas who can actually fly through the air, and Dice can beat up each and every one of them. I don't know. And no one could, the cops can't even shoot them. These guys can stop bullets with their hands. At one scene, the ninjas are fired upon by the police. The ninja catches the bullet in his hand and then takes it and flicks it into the cop's head and kills him.
Yes.
Now, then...
Should have done that to Dice.
Yeah. So then Dice comes up to the guy, just punches him once, and the guy goes right down.
But didn't you think it was really weird that instead of Dice being a guy, it was the character Dice, because he wears a leather jacket, has the same hairdo, and smokes a cigarette through the whole movie?
Yeah, it was Dice the character.
Right, Dice the superhero.
Right.
Right.
It was Super Dice.
Dice the detective.
Right. Hey, honey. I don't know. I think I'm in the wrong game here.
Yeah, right.
If I'm going to protect you, I'm going to need some money.
Whose side are you on? Very strange.
And what's his name in it? Brain Smasher.
Right.
There's one scene, a dramatic scene, where Dice, Terry Hatcher plays a model, and she's putting down Dice, and Dice turns to Terry Hatcher and he says, hey, let me tell you something. I'm damn proud of me being a bouncer. I'm damn proud of it. You see this cut on my nose? You see it over here, this cut? I got that cut when I was young because I was in a club and there was no bouncer, and a guy punched me in the face. And I feel like I protect people, so there.
And then she has to call him Brain Smasher through the whole movie.
Right.
No name.
Yeah.
Oh, Brain Smasher.
Yeah, she calls him Brain Smasher.
Oh, no, I really do like you.
Yeah.
Brain.
Brain.
And I watched it twice, all the way through.
I've seen it 20 times. You can't get away from it.
I'm looking for a movie without commercials.
And now they'll give you his Brain Smasher.
Yeah, Brain Smasher.
Well, if they're not showing that movie, because I tuned into HBO Saturday night, you think big movie night, people at home, they need entertainment. I saw homeless people wheeling around in wheelchairs screaming at the Port Authority.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
They have these documentaries.
Yeah.
Who wants
America
HBO
Undercover
for documentaries?
I don't know.
Do you have one channel on your cable system that it's always like a black guy in a dashiki, and it's a homemade, it's a
and you know
home
where
camera.
they shoot that out of Roosevelt.
And it's always like shaky camera, and the guy's screaming and yelling about something.
And there's a guy always sitting next to him with a book, and he's like, turn to so-and-so.
Yeah, the scripture.
But it's a handheld camera.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's a black show.
Yeah, that's the Black Israelite.
Yeah, and you have to turn up the sound like
right, because it's all fuzzy.
Yeah.
Because the guy's in the back of the room, he's just getting the sound off the camera.
Hey, what were we talking about during the commercials? There's a whole bunch of we have a whole agenda here.
I have a good idea for the Super Bowl party also.
Yeah, we're thinking of having a Super Bowl party, but I got to ask my wife if I can have one.
Why don't you
we're going to call later to see if you can get out.
Because I'm a bad husband.
We could do this, too, I was thinking. Why don't we do it the way we used to do it?
Yeah.
Just have our own party.
Yeah.
Minus the massage rooms.
Right.
You know, just have a guy party. You know, just do...
Gary.
And we can hire some strippers.
Gee, Gary, that's a great idea.
No, Howard, we can have strippers.
Oh, you just don't want to sit in a room with guys?
No, we don't.
Gee, Gary, you mean, let me get this straight. The party will be a bunch of guys.
I said we hire strippers, but we don't have the massage rooms.
No, here's what you do.
But your wife is more likely to let you go to that than to actually go to Scores.
Well, I think my wife would be more likely to go to Scores because she knows I can't.
Private party.
A private party, things can happen. Danger can happen.
Yeah, you know at Scores there's a limit.
Right.
What if she says no to Scores?
Well, then I can't go.
Then my idea's back.
No, I'll tell my wife I'm going.
It's a tradition.
Be a real man.
Does she ask you permission to do things?
Never. Never.
How did this happen to you?
I don't know. I don't know how I got in a life like this.
You ask permission, and she doesn't.
Yeah, she just goes and does stuff.
But does she do things that you would think she would have to ask permission? I mean, she doesn't go to Chippendales, does she?
No, I don't know. But look, I don't know. She does stuff with her girlfriends all day and night. I don't know what she does. I could care less.
She just tells you, I'm going to go out tonight.
Yeah. She goes, I'm going out tonight with my friends.
But do you ever complain that Allison's never home? You don't seem to care.
No, but she shouldn't care either. She goes out with the girls. Why can't I go out with the girls?
You just want to do what she does.
Right, that's all. That's all. No, I mean, when I was a kid growing up, I had female friends and male friends, and I would go out. I mean, you didn't always go out with the same people. Yeah.
But my question to you is, if she goes out on a Saturday night, you wouldn't complain?
No, not at all. She just went out last Saturday night. She went to a big party. She went with her brother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Well, she did ask you to go, though.
Yeah, I guess. But
you guess.
I don't know. Maybe she didn't. A party with no girls, huh? That's what Gary's advocating.
I did not say that.
Hey, maybe I could sit next to Scott the engineer. That'll be fun. Hey,
I have a party with no girls. Full of great ideas.
I want first dibs on sitting next to Scott.
No chance of incorporating the truth here. Huh?
Yeah.
Did he say he had a great idea for the party?
No chance of incorporating the truth.
I'll tell my wife it's a strip mitzvah, like bar mitzvah with stripper.
It's 3 days.
Yeah, right. Okay, look. Never mind your idea. My idea is better. We have it at Scores. If Lonnie would open his doors.
Does he have a special room? Because he's not going to close up the whole club.
Yeah, the Fred Norris bachelor room.
Yeah, we have a bachelor room for bachelors.
The honorary Fred Norris room.
Jackie, you're sitting awfully quiet. I don't see you being able to go.
He'll say he's going to be there and
then won't show up.
That's right.
That's his usual move.
That's his modus.
I'm not saying anything because I'm going to be out of town.
Right, he's already playing.
Yeah.
Book me a gig.
He's not allowed to go, unfortunately.
Where are you playing?
The night before the Super Bowl, I'm at the Riviera in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
What are you doing there?
I had no idea we were going to have a Super Bowl party.
All right, take it easy. That's true.
He's just gaming. He's not working.
Yeah.
Waiting tables.
Well, that's a big deal for you, huh?
Sold out when I did it last time.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So shut up. F you.
Sierra.
You're like, I do nothing on my own.
Night before the Super Bowl,
Get
Las
back
Vegas.
Yeah. Everything's about you, but why if you check my schedule?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas.
And the show had nothing to do with it. People wanted to see me.
I sold out the last time I was there.
Angry. All right. All right. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the birthday show.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you don't want to talk about the Cable Ace Awards?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to hear
play
your
those. That's right.
All right.
category being announced.
So, people said to me, "Oh, do you want to win a Cable Ace Award?" I said, "Yeah, it'd be nice to win an award, but I won't win it." I mean, I was very definite about it because they won't give me an award. Because if they give me an award...
You were lucky to be nominated. Nominating is winning as far as you're concerned because you're never even nominated.
In fact, in every category, they show a little clip of all the nominated shows. In my category, of course, they don't show a clip.
You're kidding.
No, because it's funny and people would have been cracking up.
And they'd say, why did he not win?
Exactly.
Well, if it was based on audience approval, you would have won.
Really?
Oh, let's hear.
And it's really funny, how they announce each nominee, and they show, like Larry King was sitting there. He was in the, audience, so they go, the Larry King Show, and they show Larry.
Right.
And the Bill Maher Show, and they show Bill Maher, and then they show...
Those two yentas from Queens were in there.
Right, and then they say, the Howard Stern Show, and they showed a picture of Fran. So people who don't know me might have thought I was an effeminate guy.
Oh, jeez. They don't even flash up a picture of you.
No. They showed a picture of Fran.
This is the treatment you get.
I wonder who makes those choices when to show clips and when not to show clips.
I don't know, but I'm sure it's someone who's not a fan of mine.
There's no coincidence.
But the point is, they always show clips.
Yeah.
This is a show about TV.
Clips were submitted.
Oh, yeah.
I think I said they were sent in.
Yeah, and real funny clips. Me interviewing, what were some of the clips we sent in? Einziger. Ein is his first name. Ziger is his last. Einziger. Einziger.
Well, how much of the awards did you watch?
I had it on tape this morning. I saw Bill Maher's.
So you fast forwarded. Did you see Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, I think
really, really, really annoying. They took over half the show.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's just a bad show.
It was kind of lame. Not only did we send in clips...
Can you not block my camera, please?
Not only did we send in clips that they would use when they announced the nominees, but they also did pretty major montages during the show. So like a 2-minute montage. One was about sports. One was...
And they didn't put that in. They didn't put me in.
Snubbed from that.
Yeah, right. They just left me out of everything.
Get into a montage.
Yeah, well, I told you. Anyway, I think the thing's fixed anyway. Why would they get to Bill Maher? Because he was the host. If I agreed to be the host, they give you an award.
Yeah, if it was Larry King, he'd have
right.
the award.
Happy birthday to you.
No, it's the wrong one. It's wrong. Oh, it's on Reel to Reel 2. I'm sorry.
Warning.
Reel to Reel 2. Okay.
And now, to present the Cable Ace Award for Outstanding Talk Show Series,
First of all, talk show series? I mean, mine was a comedy show. It was an interview, but
it was an interview show.
All right.
Now, you know who's introducing the next guest?
Who?
A cartoon. There's some cartoon, a talk show cartoon, like a superhero. I don't even know what it is.
I mean, they couldn't get a real person to say my name.
No, this is just introducing the people who are going to say your name.
Oh.
And it's that, Space Ghost?
Space Ghost.
Yeah. There's another popular show.
Where do you see that?
Nowhere.
I see those two black guys with the books on my TV more than I see Space Ghost.
There's Margaret Cho and Rip Torn.
Oh, those are my people? Rip Torn and Margaret
Cho.
Who's Margaret Cho?
She's that all-American girl.
The Asian woman.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Rip,
what a pathetic presentation.
Well, Rip Torn you like, but still.
Oh, I thought they meant Rip Taylor.
No, Rip Torn.
Rip Torn.
Oh,
I thought you meant Rip Taylor.
He had a beard.
The guy with the seltzer bottle. I always get their names confused. Oh, Rip Torn, I dig.
He had a beard. He looked sort of funny, but...
Yeah. I thought it was the guy with the seltzer bottle. Yeah, this music's very current. It's very cutting edge.
These shows haven't changed.
Margaret, there's a lot of discrimination in this business.
No kidding.
Well, I mean, we live, non-animated, non-cartoon characters, we can never get away with something like that.
You mean stuff like Stroke Fest and Ectoplasmic Ass?
No, I mean making fun of Larry King.
Oh, boy. Gee, I'm really dishonored that I didn't win.
Yeah, that does take balls.
Wow, she said balls.
Oh, she's on the edge.
She's cutting
right
edge.
over it.
And the nominees for Talk Show Series are...
Jonathan Ross Presents, VH1.
And nobody knew what that show was.
No one ever saw it. Nobody knows no one knows who Jonathan Ross is.
But he sat in the audience, head straight up, and so proud when he was on camera.
Really?
Yeah, he was there.
He should have won. That would have been funny.
Larry King Live, CNN.
He was there.
Politically Incorrect, Comedy Central. Queens, Lifetime Television.
They were there.
The Howard Stern Interview, E! Entertainment Television.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Listen to
In the
that.
cable age?
Yeah, of course, a popular show that actually people watch.
They don't want that.
Yeah.
They'd rather honor the people are sitting there stone-faced. They don't know who these people are.
They're unconscious.
The other one.
That's good.
In the cable ace goes to politically incorrect.
A virtually unwatchable program. There is not a person that I've ever spoken to that can watch this show or has seen it. Nobody even knows what this show is. It's me and Robin doing the news, but doing it bad. It's a show they begged me to host for years because, and then they just did this Bill Maher ripoff thing, and
now Bill thinks he created it.
And Bill also thinks it's a good show. Bill doesn't understand if it wasn't on Comedy Central, he'd have no career.
But
he runs around thinking he developed something.
I know. He developed everything.
Bill is also another one of those guests that we were talking about the other day that falls into that category who thinks he should be on the show often.
Yeah. Bill thinks he's entitled to walk on here because he thinks he actually has become so delusional. He thinks people watch this show. He thinks people watch
Politically
Incorrect, and they don't.
He's one of those guys that waited for a really long time, that hoped he would make it so he could be on our show, and now he thinks he actually has.
Yeah, he thinks he made it. I got to hear the acceptance speech.
He's hosting the Ace Awards.
Yeah. Thank God I told you that's why I didn't go.
Yeah,
I knew
it was a good move.
I knew they'd embarrass me with something like this. Of course, you put any of these guys up against me on the radio or on TV, and they can't even get a blip on the rating point. The only place they beat me is in award shows. It's the only place.
The only arena they win in.
Yeah. All the so-called comics who come up against me in the morning.
Because they all get together and they give each other awards.
Yeah. Well, this is their way of saying, hey, Howard Stern's a loser. It's the only way they can make me a loser. The public won't. The public doesn't allow me to be a loser, but these guys do. A bunch of crap. Wow. Cock's all proud of himself.
He must be close by.
Yeah.
Why is it taking him so long to get to this?
Well, they want to make sure this good music is on. And more people are seeing him in this audience than have seen him on that show. The auditorium is full.
Right,
it's a joke.
This is his biggest audience.
Because everyone's sitting there going, what show is this?
I know you've seen enough of us tonight. But the first time I did not thank the Academy, I would like to thank the people who...
He thinks it's an Academy. The Academy.
It's so ridiculous.
I would like to thank the Academy. What Academy? It's the Cable Ace Awards. There's no Academy.
Who runs them? What's the group that runs them?
Mensa. For geniuses. Who knows what it is?
These people just got together and said, let's give ourselves awards.
Yeah.
It's a guy with a statue shop.
Yeah.
Put it for us and applaud their good taste. And what can I say? These are the people who make it possible. I would like to say one thing.
Even he's embarrassed because he knows it's not
There's
his award.
nobody to thank.
Yeah. I'd like to thank people.
Or to the press, which has been enormously helpful to us, but I think I speak for a lot of us here tonight. In this industry, every interview ends with, but wouldn't you really rather, or if you could, no, a lot of us are on cable because we want to be. It's not because we can't.
What is he talking about? This is the guy who won an award. He can't even communicate. And this is what the whole show is like. This is what his whole TV show is like. Hey, you tell me what he's talking about. I'm rewinding.
First of all, I don't know who he thanks.
I don't know what he said.
Well, you have to know that this was his second award of the night, and he thanked most of the people in his first award round.
Yeah, this is his second award. Now he's off the script, and he's ad-libbing.
Earlier, he thanked his agent and his producer and all those people.
Okay.
Ends with, but wouldn't you really rather...
All right. What's he talking about? He was more clear in the movie Pizza Man.
Say one thing about, or to the press, which has been enormously helpful to us, but...
Okay, here's a special message for the press. That much I understand. Or he's thanking the press.
I think I speak for a lot of us here tonight. In this industry, every interview ends with, but wouldn't you really rather, or if you could, no, a lot of us are on cable because we want to be. It's not because we can't get on the 5 Mrs. Buchanan's. We're here and we like it.
What did he just say? Why are people laughing? I don't understand.
There's no
It's a nervous laugh because they don't know what's going on.
I think I speak for a lot of people in the industry when I say...
I think he's talking about the cable industry.
Okay, I'll go along with it. I think...
Yeah, but he said the press and the... I don't know what...
No, he said, I think I'm speaking for a lot of people in this industry. He's about to make a speech about some injustice, I think. I think I speak for a lot of people in this... In other words,
rewind the whole thing?
Okay, all right.
Maybe we missed something.
Because what he's saying is he is brave enough to say what he's about to say. And he's about to articulate something that he wants to get off his chest that he knows a lot of people are bothered by. And yet I don't know what he's talking about. He's saying that a lot of shows end with "Wouldn't you rather be?" and "Wouldn't you?"
No, we lost the thread.
Okay.
Rewind.
There is no thread.
Rewind.
And who are the 5 Mrs. Whatever?
I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. An industry rewards retards. It almost sounds like he edited.
Like we missed a part.
Right.
It's helpful to us, but I think I speak for a lot of us here tonight. In this industry, every interview ends with, "But wouldn't you really rather?" Or if you could. No, a lot of us are on cable because we want to be. It's not because we can't get on the 5 Mrs. Buchanans. We're here and we like it.
Einziger says he's got it.
No, I don't think I have it, but I'm pretty sure that they had a laugh track for jokes during the whole show.
How would they know?
But you think that was an appropriate place to put a laugh track?
Timeout, Fred's got it.
I think I understand.
All right, Fred would know because Fred, let me just say, Fred is from another planet.
I actually think
Where's Fred's theme music when I turn to...
Didn't I get that to you?
No.
He's used to interpreting.
No, don't run out, Fred.
No, it was right here.
Oh. Well, there he is. That's a convenient place.
I know. You'd be able to grab it there.
If I was Elastic Man, I could have reached that.
He's a man from Mars on Earth to take a look.
Fred has the answer.
He can read your mind just like an open book.
Oh.
Yes. He's a man from Mars and he's extremely clever. Brilliant but kind in every endeavor.
All right, Fred. Now, what is the answer?
Okay. This is my ventured guess. I think he's talking about the industry. Like everybody's putting down cable, and he's saying we want to be here. We'd rather do this job.
Really?
Because if you listen to it, he says, "Wouldn't you rather? Wouldn't you rather be doing?" Right. He says, "Well, we all can't get jobs on the 5 Buchanans." But it's not to say that we don't want to do those jobs. We want to do this job, and we like it. We're proud of it.
The hell is what is the 5 Buchanans?
It must be some show.
Obscure show.
Sitcom.
By the way, Fred, congratulations. You might have hit onto it.
I think that's it.
Fred actually fed Bill's speech into a Bilnewfen, which is a Martian invention that interprets.
I see.
But the Bilnewfen. Yeah.
Had I done that, there actually would have been a complete phrase there.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Oh, so they're all applauding. Yeah, we want to be on cable.
I'm not saying
Yeah, Bill Maher wants to be on cable.
Yeah, we go anywhere. I'd host the Jackson Family Honors if the price was right, but I thank you very much once again.
Yeah, just like Bill wanted to be in Pizza Man.
Right. Like Dice wanted to be in that movie.
Yeah. We just want to say that a lot of us here in the industry, a lot of people say, hey, cable is no good, cable is this, but a lot of us like no one ever seeing us, ever.
But wait a minute.
We like to record shows that nobody sees.
They awarded a guy who it took us 3 plays to understand what he was saying.
Yeah, not only that, the show, if you put that show on network television, it would be off the air inside of a blink.
Well, who would listen to that? You can't replay every television show.
Cable Ace Awards have rewarded a show that, that's why the Cable Ace Awards is a joke. If that show was on regular television, it would never be on more than a day.
Well, you're saying...
And it would never be nominated.
Nominated? People would be vomiting.
So what he's saying is...
The reason they can award that show is all the people who voted for it never saw it. So they're like, hey, but it's...
You know what they said? They said, we don't know Jonathan Ross.
Right.
We see Larry King all the time, and we're tired of giving him awards.
Right.
We don't know what Queens is.
Yeah, well,
we
Queens
hate Howard Stern.
We hate Howard Stern.
And so let's give it to Bill Maher. That's how he won.
Yeah.
It's actually politically correct to give it to that show.
Right. Yeah, that's some politically incorrect show.
But so you're saying that what he's saying is that if his agent got an offer from a network, or his agent never shops that show around to a network, right?
Right.
Like they would turn it down if NBC wanted it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, when Fox comes along and says, we want to buy it and put it on our network and replay your reruns, he's going to say no.
I don't think there's any danger of that happening. I think that he's going to be real safe over at Comedy Central. All right, let's take a break, because it might sound like I'm sour grapes or something, but I just want to go on record that the only time I win awards is in the ratings. You put me on and I win.
And you had already predicted that you would not win this award.
Yeah, I crush nitwits like that. I take nitwits like that and eat them for lunch.
But I think it's also very interesting. No clip shown. They don't use you in the... No. You have been a major presence on cable television for some time now.
I've probably been the only person singularly responsible for adding millions of homes to cable, or at least for the E-network.
They can't even acknowledge your presence.
No, because I'm a dick.
How many people are calling up their cable company saying...
Well, look at the radio industry.
Central.
Is there anyone in the radio industry that's been bigger than me, and yet, like the Marconi Award, that trumped-up phony award, they can't even bring themselves to nominate me.
I know.
Ridiculous.
I can see 100 years from now, when you're an old man, they'll be bringing you out for an honorary award because you never got awards during the height of your career.
A lifetime achievement.
Yeah, there you go. A special award for all of his innovations.
Van Gogh never sold a painting during his lifetime, Robin.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, I just had to make that point. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back with... we're going to give you some inside scoop on what happened behind the scenes on the birthday show. For those of you who were fans of the birthday show on Friday and want to see what happened there, don't forget we had the whole plaza filled with tables. Grand ballroom filled with tables, and a lot of kooks from the show were there, and it's
midgets, Playboy centerfolds,
Debbie Tay Space Alien.
Well, guess who exchanged numbers with Debbie Tay?
Who?
Not a guy, a woman.
Danielle Brisbois.
Yes,
I knew it. I knew they were being friendly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, not exchange phone numbers in a sexual way, in a friendly way.
Right. Like they're going to be powerful.
But my wife even got Danielle Brisbois' phone number.
Yeah, but your wife and Danielle Brisbois and Debbie Tay are like sort of different.
Right. Hey, takes all kinds.
Danielle was having a great time.
Yeah.
She likes a party.
She sure does. I like her.
She looked great.
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize her. I was like, who's that kooky girl with the blue hair?
My new girlfriend. Who's that kooky girl? I had a good time at the birthday show. I want to thank everybody, of course, especially you, Robin, and Fafa Flowley, who worked so hard.
Gary worked incredibly hard. And what did I tell you? Gary thinks I never say anything good about him.
Yeah.
What did I tell you on Friday?
He told me already.
I told him already.
Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your kind and generous words. Got to make them last the whole year.
That's right. Don't expect it again.
Yeah, that'll fade quick. Hey, anyway, what do we want to do here? There's a whole bunch of things. Now, I've heard a couple of things were supposed to happen. I heard that... Well, first of all, everyone came up to me after the birthday show, and they go, "Is your mother all right?"
Aww.
Everyone. Well, Gary said she was being. We got home from the birthday show. My parents are at the house, and immediately they start complaining, as they do every year.
What did they complain about this year?
You couldn't hear in there. You could not hear or see. And I try to explain to them, look, if you go to see the Tonight Show or the David Letterman Show, people sit there and they're quiet.
Yes.
Because when you're broadcasting, you can't boom a signal unless you put everybody else in another room. I said, you got to sit there quiet. People don't want to sit there quiet. They get all excited. It's our clients.
Even if you go to see a situation comedy filmed, when they have them in front of live audiences, first of all, your view is obstructed by cameras.
Right. You can't make a peep.
You can't hear.
Right.
Unless you're straining.
Yeah. Everyone's got to be dead silent.
Well, I was saying to you that your family, all our friends, and all our clients have no idea about how a radio show works.
Yeah, go ahead.
They just want to, they want to do what they want to do, which it's a party, but it should be explained to them that there's also a show going on.
Yeah, my mother doesn't get that, nor my father, nor anyone.
So your family came into the room,
right?
And luckily you were blocked, and I ran up to Robin and said, well, why don't you put him back in the green room, and we'll have him make an entrance.
Right.
To look nice. So I couldn't talk him into going back, and I got him back there, and we were just waiting for...
Gary goes up to my parents and says, you're going to have to, go back in the green room. We want you to walk in. My mother's like, no, we're already here.
No, you know what they were saying?
What?
We're starving. Yeah, they were so hungry.
Well, eat before you come, then.
They were hungry.
They always come for the food.
Yeah, I know. They come for the food, and then they're disappointed when it's not like some big elaborate spread. They think it's a wedding they're going to. You're asking people to come here and I'm not asking anyone to come.
It's a surprise, but they couldn't be complaining to you.
Yeah. Oh, they complain to me. They complain to me.
I got him back.
And you know what? It's like, who needs this?
I'm going to stop inviting them.
Good. Now you're talking.
Well, I got them back to the green room. They were cool. Got them back to the green room.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was wait for you to finish a commercial and get back on the air.
Right.
And for the 4.5 minutes they were back there, they were really bummed out.
Yeah, I know. They don't understand.
Well, we're starving.
Yeah, well, then don't come. Stay home and eat.
Yeah, have a little nosh before you get in the car.
And once they
if the place caught fire, they wouldn't get up from their breakfast. They just wouldn't. You know, they're there for a party.
Yeah, and I've never been able to convince them that it's a show.
Yeah, they don't get it.
That was your mother.
And my mother is like,
walked on stage and sat down.
Yeah, and my mother doesn't get any idea that, like, maybe I'm in the middle of something and we're not ready for her. You know, she just walks up on the stage.
She's your mother. She should be able to interrupt.
And I go, Ma, it's like, Ma, I'm in the middle of something. She's like, well, what am I? You know, it's like, well, I'm doing a show.
She walked up and you said, not now, Ma. Instead of going back down, she sat down.
Yeah, right.
Challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. No concept of what's going on.
And you know who else got a really bad report card? Dominic Barbara.
Yeah, Dominic. Everyone voted Dominic the biggest pain in the ass.
The worst guest at the party.
He sits there and starts producing. You know what he did? Danielle Brisbois, who's, you know, granted, she's not a big star anymore. You know, she was on Archie Bunker's Place for a couple of years, and, you know, she played the little daughter of Archie Bunker and everything. But she was an invited guest. So every year there's first of all, I told Gary, if you do this next year, you make a seating chart.
And place people at tables?
Yeah, because evidently Dominic just sits at the table. He walks in early, sits down at his table, and he decides that my parents and my sister are going to sit next to him because he's important.
Right.
He's decided that he's very important to the show. I don't know how, but he suddenly, this is how he makes it. And so he gets this table, and he puts reserve signs all over the table. So Danielle was there, and she was dancing, and she takes her drink, and she put it down on the table. He takes her drink, picks it up, and throws it.
What?
Yeah, he throws it.
This is where Howard's parents are sitting. Don't you play.
Then who put him in charge?
She sat down. She tried to get something to eat. She sat down with a plate of food. There was nobody there. The table was empty, and he chased her away.
Yeah, because he's all nervous that he's not going to
go with it.
Because he gets nervous that he can't sit with my parents.
Then he was sitting in the green room.
He won't be at the right table.
Then he's sitting in the green room asking Kathy, "Is Ralph get here yet?"
Yeah, what is he worried about? Why does he worry?
Howard, he came up to me and said, "Hey, John, why don't we put the Spin Doctors guy up here now?" You know, and he started producing, telling me, the guests we should have up there, where the camera should be.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he's ever done something like that. I was like, gosh, should I be doing what Dominic's saying?
No, that's your problem.
Boy, you got a real problem.
Should I be doing what Dominic's saying?
No, I did, but he was giving me orders, and it's hard to say, Dominic, chill. You know,
just say, Dominic. When did you become a television producer? You've done nothing.
I started cursing at him. He was, you know how he always.
Oh, yeah, and I hear that he complains about Ralph the whole time. He hates that Ralph's my friend.
Yeah.
You know what he wrote on the reserve
he's
sign?
trying to be your best friend.
I know.
It said reserved, and then Dominic got a magic marker from somewhere, and it said, especially not for Ralph. Ralph don't sit
He just wrote no Ralph. I think Neil wrote that, actually.
He hates Ralph. He's like so jealous.
Because Ralph has become what he thinks he should be.
I know. A friend of mine.
You know what the problem is? Dominic just doesn't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
To hang around with you as much as he'd like to.
All right.
But he also called me.
Thank God he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not looking to hang around with Dominic.
You wouldn't hang around with him if he had the time.
He also called me the week before.
I know.
He also called me the weeks before the show, and suggesting guests. And as for instance, like I didn't invite Senator Al D'Amato not because we don't like him, but because we were looking. He's on a lot, and we were looking for something a little different.
Right.
Dominic goes, "Oh, I know Howard wants him there. You're making a big mistake."
Dominic, do me a favor, huh?
Is he there?
Absolutely untrue.
That is absolutely true. Dominic, don't lie.
Are you ready for the truth?
Yes.
All right, number one, the only reason you're saying this is you got the big fag giving you your ear.
No. You said it.
I didn't make, not you.
No, he's calling Ralph the big fag.
Oh, I got
Number one.
Dominic, you're a big a-hole, man.
You ready?
Because I was sitting there, I was trying to work, and you were being a pain in the ass.
Number one, let me tell you what
He can't stand to watch you work.
Ralph was putting makeup on me, and Dominic started, just put my mother's there, and everybody's there. He's like, make sure you get a lot of wax on the teeth.
I mean, just so inappropriate.
Oh, that's funny.
Are you ready? Number one, I did not make up the no Ralph sign. Neil did, but I did, after it was made, make another one.
Copycat.
Number two, that is not what happened with the food. When she sat down with the food, all I said to her was, when his parents come, I'm sorry, you can't sit there.
But we weren't even there,
But
Dominic.
wait a second, but Dominic, why would you say where my parents should sit?
It was set up that way when I got there. Kathy told me.
It is set up for you. There is a table reserved for your parents.
So how did Dominic get there?
Yeah, why were you sitting there?
So how come Dominic got a table?
No one has the nerve to throw Dominic out of a table.
So you mean Dominic can sit there, but Danielle can't?
No, wait a minute.
Well, Dominic, why didn't you get up and give her your chair?
not true. When I got there, Kathy told me where the tables were, and that was your family table. I've only sat with them 9 years. You know what? I won't sit with them anymore.
You're not invited anymore. How about that?
Number two.
Oh, he just ignores that.
Number two, the problem was that Gary's mother and father couldn't see because the band kept sitting in front of them, and that's why they asked them to step.
Well, why do you worry about everything? Let us worry about it.
I'm very
Howard? What?
This is Ralph's way of getting even.
Dominic, you think I sit around and talk about you? What do you? I get on the phone with Howard and we talk about you?
Oh, Ralph, you came over to me holding my daughter's hand.
Dominic, you know what?
You know what Ralph did? Ralph went over with Dominic's daughter.
Dominic's daughter was there?
Yeah, and put his hand in Dominic's daughter's hand and said, "I'm going out with your daughter tonight."
And that ruined my entire weekend. I'm still having nightmares.
Dominic was flipping out.
Dominic fell over.
Did you go out with her?
Yeah, she's
Are
great.
you crazy?
She's great.
What'd you say, Ralph?
She's great. She's
What's your last breath on this earth?
Dominic said, "I'll give you $10,000 to stay away from her."
Ralph makes money on
Ralph could make a living not dating people's daughters.
I know. What is it?
You should have seen Dominic telling the spin doctors to move because he couldn't see you.
Yeah, right.
We all sit at the table in front of them.
I mean, Dominic, you're obnoxious sometimes. You know, you think that like the spin doctors are there playing and you can't see, so you're telling the spin doctors to get out of the way.
No, it was in front of your in front of your mother and father. Next time I won't care.
All right, good. Yeah, just sit back and relax.
I'm not kidding, Dominic. You're not invited next year.
There you go.
Goodbye.
You'll have to work your way back to my good graces.
Wait, we're not done yet.
Yeah, right, go ahead.
So he called me and he said, Dominic doesn't ask, he tells you. So you're inviting Senator Al, right? And I said, no, it's not really the kind of thing. Oh, Howard's going to be so disappointed. I said, well, I think I'll take that chance. Then, I wanted to invite the guy that jumps off the bridge.
We have Senator D'Amato on all the time.
It was cool. I said something to Dominic, and I hope he didn't get mad. I said, Dominic, who's producing the show, me or you?
Right. Don't worry. The problem with Dominic is he never gets insulted.
I hope I didn't offend you, Dominic.
No, you didn't offend me, but quite candidly, there were a few people I would have invited differently. I'm producing.
Here we go.
Why don't you let me produce one show?
Because you are clueless when it comes to this show.
Because instead of being an entertaining show, it'll be the Dominic's Friends show.
Right.
No, that's not true.
That is absolutely
true. What about you keeping Emilio hidden somewhere because he was supposed to make an entrance?
Emilio thought he was a guest when I told Emilio, the bridge jumper, hey, come on, be in the audience, and we may or may not make reference to you. All of a sudden, he's in the green room. Dominic says he's waiting to come on. I said, I don't know why. Because
wait a minute.
Dominic should just sit at a table with Emilio.
That's not cool.
Dominic won't even...
No, he can't sit with Emilio.
He can't sit with his client.
Dominic won't even return his calls. I said, Emilio, how are things going? How are things with Dominic? He goes, I don't know, man. I can't get him on the phone.
But why would he get Dominic on the phone? What is Dominic going to do for him?
Done with him.
What's he going to do with him?
First of all, I got the criminal case dismissed from Emilio. After that, what do you think? We're going out to dinner?
Yeah, right. I mean, how much more do you want him to do?
He thinks that.
No, Dominic's right on that count.
And in addition to that, I did not put Emilio in the green room. Emilio says to Gary, what should I wear? He says, well, it's formal. Emilio wore a tuxedo.
All right. I got to go, Dominic. He's breaking himself up. All right, very good.
Chicken bone.
All right. Anyway, so
he genuinely believes that.
My parents came home and right away they started in. It was noisy, and then there was a whole thing. I mean, it was the worst for me. I get in, I go. Now we've been on the air 5 hours with the birthday show, and now it's time to go. Right?
Yeah.
I get on, I put my coat on, and I walk out to my car. My wife says, I want to go. I want to go with you. I said, good. Get in the car. Get in the car. My wife doesn't have her coat. All of a sudden she says, I don't have my coat. I don't know where my coat is. And I have the ticket stubs for your parents' coats, and I don't know where. And I go, Allison, you had 5 hours to work out your departure. Now I'm sitting here. I want to go home. I don't want to hear about coats. We're leaving. Go back in there. Go home with my parents. Leave me alone. Now she's calling on the phone every 2 minutes from the car phone, calling the plaza and yelling and screaming because she doesn't have her coat. She doesn't know where my parents' coats are. And I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts.
Don't blame you.
And my parents are evidently on the other line. We need our coats. And it's like, well, guys, why didn't you get your coat? You knew the show was kind of ending. You can tell.
It's not a wedding.
And I know. And it's like my responsibility. And meanwhile, I got a call. Evidently, my wife arranged for a car to take my parents back and forth, and the whole thing. And there's always problems.
Are your parents aware that it's a surprise party and that you have absolutely no input at all.
With the planning.
It doesn't matter. But I get in, they go, well, the room was very noisy. And it was very hard to get up onto the stage, and it was, like that, and with the voice cutting right through my head,
right?
And it was very difficult for your father, and whatever it was a list of complaints. I should have just written down every complaint.
Why doesn't she give them to me? I'm the one who planned the party.
Please, I said, you know what? Call Robin. She'll fix you. She'll teach you a lesson. Because you would.
Oh, you know
it. No.
That's why they don't call.
That would be unbelievable. Well, at least you've changed. All right, anyway, so...
I can still do that, Joe.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right there.
I can claim anything.
Yeah.
Temporary insanity.
My mother, unbelievable. And my sister, too. Well, and you get food. I mean, with the food and, I don't know, conditions, the coats. There was a mix-up with the coats. And
why did they give their coats to
I don't know. But it just becomes a whole... It just never goes easy when it comes to my parents. It just doesn't go easy. Things don't go easy.
Try as hard as you can.
Yeah, and everybody's doing something wrong. And we couldn't hear. They should have individual speakers. We can't hear. I go, well,
let's make the party cost $1 million.
Ma, if everyone in the audience quieted down, then you'd be able to hear. Yeah. But they, that's it.
Meanwhile, I must tell you that every year the only people who complain are your family.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and it's just, it's just unbelievable. They critique through the whole thing.
Everybody else just makes the best of whatever's going on and has a good time.
Letterman called in? I couldn't hear it.
No.
I didn't know he called in.
She didn't enjoy Tom Jones. She didn't enjoy...
Yeah, I like that. I'm not saying no. I just couldn't, I couldn't see. I couldn't hear. I couldn't this. I couldn't get my coat. I couldn't get that. And then like there's a whole thing. My wife arranges for a car.
Uh-huh.
Everyone parks at my house, and they all go in together. So, Town Car Jack, he drove them in.
Yeah.
So, Town Car Jack is always prompt. He comes at the exact time that you call him.
Right.
In fact, he's usually there early. But this year, he had a bunch of rides. He got there exactly on time. But my parents showed up to my house early. And they were driving we're here. This is crazy. Let's go. And Allison said, well, the car isn't here yet. He comes, we told him, whatever time we told him.
Right.
But we're all here already. It's crazy. We should go. Evidently, it's wild.
I'm glad that I'm not there.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that scene.
That's a show in itself. If they had camera crew with that,
next year,
that would be some
next
show.
Next year, we're going to have e-cameras there for their launch.
The big question was, everyone kept saying, how come Pat Cooper didn't come? Like, everyone kept saying to me, gee, we really expected Pat Cooper. We thought there was going to be a reconciliation.
I bet you we did, too.
Yeah, evidently. No, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But people kept saying that to me.
Pat Cooper was supposed to come. What happened?
What happened was, I spoke to Pat a couple of times, and he wasn't sure if he was going to be in town, but I finally got him, and it was no problem. I will be there. Fine, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
He was scheduled for 7:15.
Yeah.
I told him get there around 7.
Right.
7 o'clock, 7:15 came by. I started to get a little nervous. By 7:30, I was bumming out, so I called his house at 7:30, and his wife answered the phone, and she said, Pat's not feeling very well. He took some medication. He's in bed. He's got a show tonight. He's trying to just stay well for a show tonight. But there's an article here from Stepping Out that may tell a different story.
Oh, no.
He just talks about, I may or may not show up if I feel like it. And
so he didn't feel like it.
I just think it's odd. Pat's not one. Pat has never, ever missed a show. He is really one of the most responsible guests as far as getting here. I don't know how responsible he is.
Here's an interview with Pat from Chauncey.
Yeah.
Of course, he has to get...
Stepping Out.
Yeah.
Howard, if I can interrupt for a second, I should tell you that in all my conversations I've had with Pat since this whole fight happened, Robin is the one he wants to choke now.
Really?
So angry at Robin.
It wasn't my birthday. It was Howard's.
How come Robin?
Angry at Robin.
What did Robin do?
He says it in the article.
Okay, let me see. It says, Chauncey just says my name, Howard Stern. Pat says, a few weeks ago, I was ready to bite Stern's head off for what he was trying to do to me. And Chauncey goes, well, what do you think Howard Stern was trying to do to you? He tried to set me up with 3 guys who claimed that I had badmouthed him. I finally found out that they confused me with Pat Paulson, but yet Stern never said on the radio that it was a mistake. What?
We don't know that. Now, Jackie's got that story.
I told that to a few people, and they told me I was crazy. I got a phone call at the Friars Club one day, and Pat just started telling me that one of the places where he was so-called spotted bad-mouthing Howard, that the kid had mistaken him for Pat Paulson.
So maybe
it was Pat Paulson who had been bad-mouthing you, and the kid got fired from his job, and he was going on and on and on, and I thought, this is so weird.
So 3 people mistook him for Pat Paulson?
No, just the one guy.
Oh, just the one guy.
It's an epidemic.
Who even cared? I mean, do you think I cared?
It wasn't that big a deal.
I just thought it was funny. It was just funny for Pat to come on and explain that these people were jerks. But Pat, obviously, I don't know. He just went off the deep end. Yeah.
Did not get it.
Do you have any plans to appear on the show? They asked me to come to his surprise birthday party this Friday. If I decide to go, I'm going to let him know that he has a lot of goddamn nerve. He knew he shouldn't have done this to me. I was his friend. He's really milking this. Yeah. This is sort of like what he did with Joan Rivers. Remember when he got all freaked out over Joan Rivers? And we asked Joan about it. She goes, I don't even know what he wants from me.
Right, yeah.
Maybe you'll get a comic book.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a comic book. Has Stern tried to apologize to you since your last now infamous appearance? His producer, Gary Delabate, called, but Howard thinks he walks on water. He had no right to put 3 guys on me so that they could pounce on me verbally. He thinks that's funny, but I don't think it's funny. If Howard had any class, he would call me up personally to apologize, but he has no class.
Ooh.
I don't think I should apologize for something.
We didn't do anything.
3 guys called up and accused him of doing this, so I said, hey, Pat, what's the story? All he had to do was say no. It didn't happen.
What more can you do for a person but to give him his opportunity to answer the charge?
I don't know. If that's how you feel, the questioner says, maybe you shouldn't show up at his birthday party on Friday. He can't intimidate me. I don't fear Howard Stern. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What I should have said is, hey, Pat, if you have the nerve, come here Friday.
Really?
I once heard those exact words coming from the late Sam Kennison, the interviewer says. Sam Kennison started to yield to Howard Stern. After Kennison's career started to not go so good, he started to kiss Howard's ass. I told Howard on the air that his buddy Sam Kennison was a coke addict. That's your buddy, I asked him? What do you tell your children? Then you're a big fan of a coke addict. Yeah, I'm a big fan of a coke addict. Yeah, I guess I am. So what?
You don't know what people are doing.
I'm also a big fan of a guy who left his wife and kids. So what? I don't care. What do I care?
Not our bailiwick.
I just like your comedy. I don't analyze your personal life. I'm a big fan of a lot of people who've done a lot of questionable things in their lives.
You could become a fan, you don't even know what they've done.
Yeah, I don't have to evaluate their lives. Sam Kennison had his problems, but Sam was a funny guy. Why is he attacking a dead comic?
Because he can't come back at it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. He didn't know what to say to me after that.
Oh, please, we've got the tape.
I got news for you, Chauncey. The last time I was on his show, I came close to hitting him.
See, he was really out of control.
He really was. But that's funny about Pat, that he gets out of control. I can't be mad at Pat for getting out of control with me because he gets out of control with everyone.
But the point is, now Pat's got a vendetta going with you. You're not even upset with him.
I don't even think about it. I was that livid to think that he would pull that crap. It's like having somebody behind you with a knife ready to stab you. Kidding around is one thing, but I won't let him push me around. All right.
This is all in his mind.
So Chauncey says, are you sure you're not just being overly sensitive?
Chauncey's a good interviewer.
They wanted me to fall on my ass, and I'm going to tell you something. I guarantee it that they were shocked to their feet. That day I came in the studio. If you would have saw his face, I was ready to bite him. If the mic wasn't in my way, I would have bit Stern's nose off. He wouldn't have to worry about a nose job. Howard Stern is a hypocrite.
Do you got an anti-Semitic reference?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
But what about hypocrite? What did you... there's no logic to any of it. He's just hurling accusations.
Yeah.
Now he gets to rob.
He says, Gary did try to apologize. Gary tried to apologize, but it's all, that he says, BS, you know.
Oh, it's BS.
Yeah. He said it's all show business. Yeah, Gary, how would you like somebody to do that to your kid? What?
I
don't know.
Apologize to him?
No, how would you like somebody to set my kid up? with 3 people.
Recently, Stern was labeled a hero for saving a man who was on the brink of jumping off the GWB. Hasn't Stern's act of heroism alleviated some of the hostility you feel toward him? Howard will exploit anything to help himself. He said he saved that guy on the bridge. He never saved that guy on the bridge. He's full of S. That guy has been on that bridge for years watching the boats go under it. That guy was never going to jump. Howard didn't save nobody. He's a liar.
That's funny. That is funny.
What about the fact that Governor Pataki had Stern sit alongside him while being sworn in this past week in Albany? What does that tell you about Pataki? What does that say about his morals? Pataki would take a vote from Hitler.
Oh, boy. Now you're Hitler.
Gee, the same guy he was hugging and loving.
Yeah.
Now I'm Hitler.
Why was he on this show so many times?
I don't know. Pat's wacky, man. Now I'm like a member of the First Family, that he sort of is at odds with.
Yeah.
So then Chauncey says, is it just Howard or are you angry with others that are involved? The others, of course, would be you. Robin Quivers is a little bit backward in her brain. She turned around during all this and said to Howard, maybe he's mad because you didn't mention him in the book, or maybe he was jealous of Sam Kennison. She gave him that crap. If Howard leaves show business, do you know what they all will be? And Chauncey goes, what? Nothing. Robin Quivers will be nothing. She'll be back doing what she was meant to do, which is being a nurse.
She'll be taking care of you, Pat.
She should go back to the hospital and give enemas. That's her forte, not to turn around and abuse people or accuse people of what she thinks is right and wrong. What is she? She's boring on television. She's got no personality. She's like a fish out of water on TV. She don't belong there. On radio, she comes across a little better, as long as you don't have to look at her.
Actually, Jackie can attest to this. Pat spoke to Jackie and I separately.
Yeah.
And the things that he said about Robin are so unprintable.
So he was a two-faced liar every time he came in here and was hugging you and telling you.
I was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, he feels that Robin was the same way to him, that she was a two-faced liar by turning on him.
I didn't turn. What did I do?
She didn't do a thing.
I sat here and I tried to stay out of their argument, and then when he was gone, after making all these accusations, I tried to figure out why I was
Wait,
upset.
he's not done with you yet. So Chauncey says, I believe Quivers has a book due out any day now. I guess you won't be buying it. Only a kook would buy her books. What's so important about her? He uses the T word for breasts.
Oh.
Stuttering John is another one. He's in that play, Tony and Tina's Wedding.
He's just upset
now
with that.
He's upset with anyone. Yeah. And then Chauncey says, well, Pat, you have to give the guy credit for taking advantage of his opportunities. Meaning me now. He's off you now. First of all, it's the worst show in the world.
This whole show?
Yeah. How it's lasted 7 or 8 years, I'll never know. It's a put-down to Italians. That show is cancer.
No, he's talking about Tony and Tina's Wedding. Stuttering John. Taking the opportunities.
Howard?
What?
Pat told me that he invented Tony and Tina's Wedding.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He invented it?
Yeah.
And then Howard
He's like a mad scientist.
How did he invent it?
He created this Italian parody.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture of Pat at Tony and Tina's wedding, and Pat writes, "Thanks for stealing my idea."
My idea, right.
Pat was making really weird references to Jackie and I about what Robin has between her legs.
Then it says, bottom line, Pat, after all this, are you still going to attend Howard Stern's 41st birthday party on Friday?
Wouldn't you love to hear the tape of this?
Oh, yeah, I sure would. Maybe Chauncey can ask Pat if he could have permission to play that on the air. Maybe Pat doesn't care. If Pat doesn't care, he would let us play.
Maybe, Pat might have genuinely been sick on Friday, but I wish he would have called.
I think Pat would come to the birthday show.
I think he would, too.
Invite him to Super Bowl.
Doesn't mean we can't still have Pat back. I mean, if he's going to come for your birthday, he should.
Why do I take no offense at what Pat says?
I don't know.
I don't even care.
Because it's so much less worse than what he said about so many other people.
No, it's just
that Pat has this reaction all the time.
This is Pat's reality. Yeah. Pat's reality is that somehow we wronged him because people called us and said these things about him.
It's like when he gets wronged, his control gets set on rave.
You know what it's like?
He goes berserk.
If 12 people walk up and say something bad about Jackie, and then Jackie blames us,
that makes about as much sense.
That makes about as much sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, that's happened. Like, remember at Channel 9, we did a tribute show to me, you know, like a roast?
Right.
And none of the people in the audience laughed at Jackie's jokes. He blamed me.
Didn't blame the people or himself.
Right. He didn't blame his material. He didn't blame his delivery. He didn't blame the people in the audience. He blamed Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's Jackie. So I didn't get mad at him. It's the same with Pat. You know, it's just the same logic. I can't be mad at him.
I wanted him to be there so bad.
I mean, I believe those are his true feelings. I do believe Pat sits at home and goes, why is Stern popular? I don't understand. I'm 10 times funnier.
Yeah,
Why?
well, it does uncover a lot of jealousy. And this is what'll get me into trouble because I analyze.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Many a truth is said in jest. He believes that you're no good on television. He believes that you have no talent of your own.
Yes, and that I'm nothing without you.
Right.
And that I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, and I believe that he believes that. And most
doesn't
people
believe I belong in his profession.
And most people want to keep saying that, hoping that you will leave the show, and that somehow that they can destroy us as a team. So I don't doubt that those are true feelings.
Sure.
I'm just not mad about it for some reason.
Well, what did I say to you the day it was all occurring? You can't get mad at him because this is some syndrome that's going on in his own head.
Right.
The genius of me.
Yeah,
I am the genius.
I am the genius of me. And I don't care what anyone says. Pat's funny.
He's very funny. We're sitting here laughing at his interview.
See if Chauncey, Chauncey can talk to Pat and ask Pat if we can play his interview on the air.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, I got to take a break, and then we'll play some more tapes from the birthday show, and I guess Gary will tell us some other things that were supposed to be going on at the birthday show.
I missed Pat. I thought that would be a nice little set piece.
I would have loved that.
For the birthday.
Because we would have started yelling at each other. It would have been funny.
You've been fighting right there in the plaza.
That would have been great.
When we come back, I'll tell you who turned us down and maybe the most embarrassing phone call I've ever made in the history of the show.
Great.
Ooh.
Okay.
I forget what that was.
We'll take a break and find out.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. More after this. 97.1 The Eagle.
8:21 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. Eagle weather, some clouds and windy and still warm today. A high of 69. Tonight, cloudy with a slight chance of rain, a low of 48. Right now, 50 in Dallas. It's 48 in Fort Worth. Checking traffic for Huggins Mitsubishi in Dallas. A disabled vehicle northbound I-45 Sheps Freeway on the ramp to eastbound I-30 East RLT. The right lane of the two-lane ramp is blocked. Some very light traffic delays today because of the holiday. 2 accidents reported. One Bonneview at Ledbetter. Another Fordham west of Sunnyvale. Police checking on a pedestrian that's been struck there. In Mesquite, an injury accident southbound 635 at Brewton. And in Carrollton, an accident Beltline at Broadway. And that's traffic. I'm Brad Baxter on 97.1 The Eagle.
Classy and affordable, too. Mitsubishi Galant at Huggins Mitsubishi, Northeast Loop 820 and Grapevine Highway.
Mine Huggins Mitsubishi. If you ski, you must listen to me. Listen to me. Colorado's where you'll be.
All right, pay attention. We're going to Vail for the Super Bowl. We're going to ski. We're going to watch the game. We're going to drink till we're in pain. You want to go? $289. Fork it over. It's based on double occupancy. And if you bring more friends, the price goes down. All right, let's move on.
We'll fly you there on a really big-ass plane. 3 nights hotel, we must be freaking insane.
Yeah, come on. Who else would fly you to Vail, hook you up with a killer room, and throw you a Super Bowl watching party? Not to mention give you a free commemorative Eagle sweatshirt. And if that ain't enough, we're going to throw in a 25% discount on lift tickets and ski lessons from the world's most famous ski instructors. Because if you hit a tree, I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Leave the 27th, hit the slopes by noon, return the 30th, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, the singer only costs $5. What'd you expect? Just call All Ports Travel, 817-469-1414. Inquire about the Eagle Radio Super Bowl ski trip to Vail.
97.1 The Eagle.
1-800-Flowers. That was weird at the birthday show. This guy from 1-800-Flowers, one of the sponsors, all of a sudden just came up on stage and started like dancing around with flowers.
With big balloons and flowers.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have even been able to see us.
1-800-Flowers.
They provided the flowers for the birthday show.
Yep. Yeah, they were nice too. Nice centerpieces. But it's just so great to have a number like 1-800-Flowers because whenever you want to sell, whenever you want to send flowers, you can. There's no hassle involved. And you don't have to wait for an occasion or a holiday. Surprise people. Catch them off their guard. Do it different. Win a few brownie points with someone that you love or you respect. I'm going to send some flowers to Pat Cooper today.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Because he says you haven't gotten on the phone and called him because you have no class. So maybe if you send some flowers.
Yeah, that's what you do, Gary. Call 1-800-FLOWERS, and I'll send some flowers to Pat.
You got to kiss Pat's ass.
Yeah. Here, Pat. I'll say, Pat, let me kiss that ass.
But it shouldn't say anything like, I'm sorry. It should say, Pat, we love you. Come back.
Right. Or just say, Pat, thanks for saying the nice stuff about me and stepping out. I'm really glad that's how you feel about me. Anyway.
I'm sending flowers too, then.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely should send a bunch. Anyway, the flowers, by the way, do you notice? Look, you could send flowers from a lot of different places, but you don't know what kind of quality you're getting. Did you notice that these flowers were so lush and beautiful?
And fresh.
You know they're developed with the Nortronics post-harvest care?
No, I didn't know that.
See, a lot of people don't know the process by which 1-800-FLOWERS gets their flowers.
Do I need to know that?
I just want you to know that there's something very scientific going on behind those flowers, okay? Pick up the phone, call 1-800-FLOWERS.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Hold it, I just had the first of my morning stroke because it's so hot in here, actually my brain overheated. And now I am officially...
You had a heat stroke?
Yeah, that's all right. I've only lost the ability to use my left arm. Jackie Jokeman Marlowe. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette, $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special. Buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING, K-I-N-G. And Saturday night, Jackie. January 28th at the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. For raunchy jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. Thank you, Jackie. All right. Wacky Jackie. It's going to be a big show for him in Vegas. It's a very, very big night for him. Be there for him, please.
You wanted to mention if Melrose Larry could make his way over to our studios, we need to talk.
Melrose Larry Green is always out in front of our studios with his stupid signs. So finally, Gary was telling me how annoying he was at the birthday show. I said, all right, bring him up for 2 seconds and we'll talk to him about it. So we go down to get him.
He's not there.
He's out in front of the Today Show because they allow him to stand there.
Right, he's trying to get the sign on TV.
Al Roker interviewed him last week.
Is that right?
Yeah, about the weather. I mean, he doesn't know. He's just some kook out in front of the, in front of the Today Show.
Yeah. Melrose was at the. I was surprised he was at the birthday show.
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't invited.
How did he get in?
There were a lot of people that got in that weren't invited. Like Debbie Tate wasn't invited.
You're kidding?
No, she came with David Peel.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And Melrose Larry wasn't invited, but midway through the show...
See, I think it's funny to have Melrose
Your
Larry.
agent has a soft spot for Melrose Larry, so your agent said, hey, Melrose Larry's been downstairs for a while. Do you want to let him in? So we let him up.
And then I heard he was being... I heard you yelling at him.
Well, we let him up, and I don't know how, but he got into the green room. So he's in the green room, and I don't want him in the green room. So he's telling Phoebe Snow how he's going to play piano on her song for her. So I said, Larry, do me a favor. We invited you in. Go outside. Go have a party. Go have fun.
Right.
Have a drink. Have food. Go watch a show. You live for Howard. Go watch
leave
Howard.
Phoebe alone.
Right. So he said, Gary, I work for you. Whatever you want. I said, you don't work for me because if you work for me, I fire you. Just go.
Yeah.
And he goes, you say, Larry, just go sit down. Anything you want. Anything you want. Well, don't tell me. Just go.
Yeah, do it.
But he just stands there and keeps repeating, I love you. I'm sorry for whatever I did. Anything I ever did, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
go.
It's obnoxious. It's obnoxious. I know. We don't have enough people. Robin and I were talking about this.
Right.
We got to get some people involved. Because you don't have enough people just like standing in the green room keeping kooks out.
Right.
Like Melrose.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in there. Like even David Peel should have been in there in the morning, but he found his way back in through the whole morning so he could audition for every musician that walked through.
No.
What's the matter?
No, I got him.
Where is he?
He's in the lobby. He came zipping around the corner.
Oh, did he?
He heard us.
Airtime.
So do you want to?
We'll bring him in for 1 second and we'll yell at him.
Because I want to tell you what he was doing to me with this new thing that he does to me.
What does he do?
Well, sometimes I go out of town to do appearances and stuff.
Yeah.
So Larry now, not only does he follow me to where I'm going, I was in Rochester this weekend, not only does he find out where I'm staying and he stays there, not only does he leave voicemail on my, machine in the hotel.
Let me guess. He books himself on the same plane with you.
Worse.
What?
He calls the airline and tells them that he needs to sit next to me.
Oh, my God.
So he was next to you on the plane?
Luckily, I had gotten bumped up, but when we went to Cleveland, remember we all went to Cleveland?
Yeah.
He got on that plane, and on the way home, he told them that he needed to sit next to me. So I had to sit next to Larry on the way to Cleveland.
Oh.
Hi, Melrose.
How you doing, Howard?
But Melrose, do you realize what a sick guy you are? Seriously, I know you think like you're not that sick, like it's an act.
I am not sick.
You are sick. You're a sick guy, man.
Notes here. I have my notes. Oh, no.
What notes? We're interviewing you. How do you know?
Good morning, Robin.
Do you work anymore, or do you just walk around?
No,
with
I don't
signs?
work anymore. I've got some major announcements to make. It's okay, Gary. Don't worry. I'll get right in. No, I want to announce, first of all, that the Howard Stern Show can now be heard, as you know, in Miami on Big 106. And thanks to the fact that the Howard Stern Show is on in Miami on Big 106, Melrose Larry Green does not have to wake up at 3 a.m. So I'm spending a lot of time in Miami, and I want to tell you, all the folks at Century Village,
all right,
love you, Howard.
Okay, let me tell you another. So let me tell you another thing that he does.
Yeah.
So of course now it's.
You realize that like, we let you into the birthday show, and like you stand out there all day waiting for an invite, and you feel really down because nobody recognizes you.
Right.
We let you into the birthday show, and then you're in the green room telling Phoebe Snow you're going to play piano for her.
I played piano at the Rochester Rocket 95 deal, Gary Baba Booey Appreciation Society in front of 1,200 people, and the place was rocking.
You know what?
Howard,
no. What I'm saying is, what does that got to do with Phoebe Snow, who's a guest at the birthday show?
Because I was going to back up on the piano.
When?
She asked you?
Yeah, she asked me. Yes.
She asked you to back her up.
Yes.
No, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Phoebe Snow wants you to.
I offered.
Yeah, you offered.
Right.
And the point is, no, you're a kook.
I have a birthday card here signed by 10,000 of your fans, Howard.
But Saturday night it was 3,000.
It's getting worse with
And
him.
every time he mentions it to you, I got a card signed by 4,000, 5,000. Now it's 10,000.
Yeah, but no, here's my point. We let you into the birthday show.
Yes, Howard. Don Buchwald got me in, Super Agent, and Ratso.
Yeah.
I have a new sign. Howard, Ratso and Don Buchwald are co-gods.
Right.
And
I did think one of his signs that he held up at the birthday show was funny.
Was very
Which
funny.
one? Oh, I have that one here. By the way, my Baba Booey T-shirt, 212-415-6969, New York, New York.
Well, wait a second. Let me get to that.
Wait. So the sign that Melrose held up at the birthday show was, because the place was packed, and all of a sudden you see this big sign that says, I am the sign holder, formerly known as Melrose Larry Green. I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, I really enjoyed the way you enjoyed it, and let me say that...
all right, wait.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. It's my longest segment ever so far.
So why do you book yourself on Gary's... I mean, like, really, don't you have a life, man?
No. I must confess.
That he's sending notes up to me.
Even when we went to Cleveland, he had to book himself in the same hotel.
I've been advised not to do this by my lawyer and my CPA and my new business manager that Ratso has gotten me. But I'm going to ask Howard. Howard, should I reveal what happened in my life last August? Should I reveal in front of 20 million, maybe 30 million, maybe 90 million people that Melrose Larry Green is a millionaire?
Is that right?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Mother died.
Yeah, but you told me you didn't get millions.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a million, Gary. It's about 1.6. I feel like Lawrence Taylor.
Did you really get 1.6
yes,
million?
1.6 million. I won the lottery. I got girls coming out of the wazoo. Jackie the Ice Sculptress.
Yeah.
Jackie who?
In other words, she's not even in your league anymore.
You
were in love. You were in love with her.
I was so obsessed with Jackie Campbell before my mother died. See, my whole problem in life, Howard.
He was in love with her, but of course, like any normal girl, she blew him off.
Right. But she
basically said goodbye. She'll hang around, but
she was hanging around with him because he kept telling her that he could get her on the show.
Yeah, right. But she's not going to look at a guy like you.
No, she has no.
I want you to mention names on my show. Mention them on your show the day you get a show.
I told Buchwald I want to be syndicated. He said you should be committed.
All right.
The thing is this: before you throw me out, I just want to say a couple of things. That's my favorite cart. I love Billy.
Okay.
No.
All right. Come on. Go ahead. Melrose, shut up. Just shut up.
Let me just tell you how he almost got arrested yesterday. So he's standing in the airport with his dopey signs at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I walk up and Larry's holding a sign that says, to order the Baba Booey T-shirt, call 212-415 New York, New York. So the guy says, what's that all about? I say, hey, man, he's not with me. He's not with me. So the guy picks up the phone. Apparently, it's illegal to solicit in an airport.
Right.
So I guess he thought he was selling something. So the cops came, and they made him take his signs down.
Good. They arrested him.
I thought they were going to arrest him.
All right. Very good, Melrose.
A couple of things, Howard. Number one.
No, I'm done with you now.
Can we have a birthday show next year at Planet Hollywood? All of them, all over the country, hosted by Bruce Willis, you, and Schwarzenegger.
Howard, imagine I'm coming in this morning. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm walking up the block. He meets me on Park Avenue to walk me to the station to tell me, to give me this fine idea.
Yeah, right. And he's attacking Phoebe Snow.
But I think Larry might be telling the truth about the money because nobody can figure out what he does for a living. But he's been flying like crazy. I mean, he flies all over the world now.
I know.
Can I say how I fly for free? I have no job, basically. I'm an accountant, and most of my returns are on extension. What I do is and the ones that are being audited. What I basically do...
Yeah.
Look, I'm getting laughs from Robin. Robin is like the Supreme Court of the House.
All right, come on. Just go.
I'm going to lose my train of thought. Basically...
Can I just say something to you? When Gary says to you, and we're in the middle of a birthday show, he says, leave the room.
Yes.
Don't just say, I'm sorry for everything I did. Just leave the room. If I say to you right now, leave the room, just leave the room.
Okay.
All right, now let's practice. Leave the room.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Can I just
leave the room?
No,
okay.
you're not leaving.
Right, goodbye.
Thank you.
I'll take the headphones.
Okay.
See, he's stalling.
No. Leave the room. Leave the room. This is what you do. This is why we can't work with you.
I'm out of here. I'll be here all week, though, guys.
If we need him.
Go.
All right, I'm out of here.
He can't.
He won't leave. Just leave.
You just lost the job, Larry.
1.6 million, and he took Jackie's newspaper.
And Jackie picked up his Daily News, and he took the Post.
Right.
Larry,
leave.
Gone.
Larry, go. All right, you're gone. We've had enough.
I had other stuff. Don't forget the plane, how it didn't take off.
Right, we talked about that.
We did. All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, take care, Larry.
Thanks a lot, Howard. Happy birthday.
You see, he won't do it. He won't leave. You want to stay? Give me 1.6 million.
Yeah, make him pay for time.
If you love me so much, give me all your money.
Notice he didn't call you to share his inheritance.
He's the most annoying guy on the show.
Do you think if he died, he would leave us all his money?
I doubt it. You know what? He is really annoying.
Yeah, I know.
I can only take him for like 2 seconds.
I was amused by him at one point.
Yeah, me too.
See, it's better hearing about Larry than being with Larry.
Right.
I had the whole weekend with him. I mean, I really did spend the whole... And
what does he do? He just like hangs with you, and then he books himself in the same hotel with you?
He followed me at... it was a listener appreciation party. So basically, we're in a theater with like 1,000 listeners. It's like a party, like a cocktail party.
Right.
Wherever I go, Larry would be right behind me, and it's at the point now where you just walk away. He could be in mid-sentence, and it's not even like you don't want to offend the guy.
Right.
You just walk away.
Right.
So you shake him, and you're like, wow, this is great. And then you forget that you shook him, and then he's back.
Right.
So then, and then you go to your hotel.
And what's he say to you the whole
notes
time?
under the door. Like, he sent a note up through the stewardess yesterday having a list of things that he could talk about on the air today.
Yeah.
And he's told me all of them. Like, he claims he ran into Joe Montana, but it's not really a good story. He was in Miami. Just there's nothing.
Things.
But he was in my life for the whole weekend.
Wow. That ruined it, huh?
It really wasn't happy.
Once upon a time when he had to work for a living, you could get a reprieve. But now he's free to bug you anytime you leave your house.
It's like a stalker.
Yeah.
A rich one.
A rich stalker.
Stalker.
Yeah, at least give me like $10 an hour if you're going to follow me.
Right. Okay. So where were we?
Who turned us down for the birthday show?
All right, let's pick that up when we come back from the break, right after these words. Everybody said that Letterman calling in was weird because I thought it was weird. I mean, I thought it was great that he called into the birthday show because he's so ridiculously difficult about that stuff. So just the idea that he had to be forced into calling, which he did, by the way. He had to be forced into calling the show. It wasn't like Letterman said, hey, yeah, it's Howard's birthday, let me call in and say hi. It was like a whole forced thing.
And you know what? I thought about it over the weekend, and I said to myself, isn't it interesting that Letterman feels that calling you on your birthday is kissing your ass?
I know. It's weird. He has such a weird hang-up with everything.
Yeah.
So when I go on his show, am I kissing his ass?
I don't know, but that was the first thing he said when he got on the air, was that, I guess there's still a little ass left to kiss.
Yeah, I know.
Because
it's weird.
You've been having it kissed all morning, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just got a weird way of looking at the world, and his whole agenda is how people are going to view him, his every move.
Mm-hmm.
I know guys like that. They're overly analytical. I mean, I tend to be overly analytical. I know I look at things I do sometimes, and I go, maybe I shouldn't do this. And then I just say, screw it. If I got to analyze it that much, just go do it. You know what I mean? And then I'll be free. Then nobody will have anything over me. So just go do it. And it's like, I don't know. I could go on his show 100 times, but he has to sit there and belabor whether or not he should come on my program.
What does it mean? How does it look? How will it be viewed by the industry?
Yeah, well, what happened was, I guess Gary had called over there and spoken to whoever it is he speaks to.
Morty.
Was it originally Morty?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, so he called over to Morty, who's the producer. We know Morty. And Gary said, hey, would Dave come on the show? And instead of Morty saying no, Morty said, well, we're looking into it. We're checking into it. We don't know yet.
We're working on it or something
We're working on it.
I actually called probably, I'd say, December 5th. I want to get a really good head start on this thing.
Right. So, it was always, we're working on it. Instead of like a straight answer like, hey, look, I'm not... See, Morty wants you to think that he has more power over there than he does. Am I right?
If this is your analysis, I have no clue what's going on over there.
No, let me tell you why I say that. Morty wants you to think that he can go into Dave's office anytime and ask him. So when you ask Morty if Dave can come on, and he keeps saying, well, we're working on it.
Oh, so that means he doesn't even talk to Dave
No,
every day?
he doesn't have the balls to even go in and say to Dave.
Okay.
Because he's supposed to shield Dave from this stuff.
So he's afraid of bringing it up,
right.
even.
But he doesn't want to say to you, hey, Gary, I got to be honest with you. I know I'm the executive producer, but I hardly talk to Dave, and when I do, he bites my head off. You know.
Okay, so that's what's going on.
So you don't think it goes where Morty said to him in early December,
no.
Hey, you got to do this certain thing, and Letterman goes, I don't want to deal with that now.
No. Morty has as much pull with Dave as Melrose Larry Green has with me.
You mean maybe this is the first time Dave ever heard that you wanted him to call in on the birthday show?
No, I think that, like, maybe it comes up at some point, but I guarantee you Morty doesn't put that request in. He's already decided that Dave wouldn't do it. Everyone decides for Dave. They all get into this Dave speak, Dave head, and, like, they're going to now react for Dave. Oh, of course Dave wouldn't want to do that. I mean, that's just it. And Morty, he wants to seem like he's, the man in control.
Well, I know the one time I did talk to Morty about it, it was for your 40th birthday. And I said, look, this is a big year. It would be really nice. And the one thing Morty said was, this is very difficult.
Yeah, well, you know what? What happened was the opposite happened over at The Tonight Show. We call up. Would Jay call in? Sure, no problem. Jay be happy to call in. In fact, he'll stay up all night, and then he'll be the first one to call in.
One of the first people on board this year
was Jay. Yeah. Jay just was like, hey, I'll do it. Yeah, Howard's a good guy. He comes on my show. Fine, I'll do it. And also, then Branford was going to come, and The Tonight Show wanted to come and videotape something that they could show on The Tonight Show. Well, evidently, word got back to Morty that The Tonight Show was taping and all this stuff. And then I think he finally went to Dave and asked him, and they decided they better do it. It was like pulling
somehow
teeth.
They thought, well, if there's such a Tonight Show participation on the show, the birthday show, maybe David ought to make an appearance so that he maintains his position in your mind.
Yeah. That's the only reason Dave called in, because when I got him on the phone finally, I tried to get him into some discussion. He wouldn't veer off that script. God, he's Johnny Carson.
There will be no interviewing me.
I've already stated what I'm comfortable stating, and I'll hang up.
I was glad that he called in as a producer, but we also tried to get him on a little bit of a better time.
Right.
Hey, Jay's up till 2:45 in the morning to get on our show.
Right. Well, Jay would have cooked breakfast, quite frankly, if we asked him to. But go ahead, yeah.
And originally, we wanted Dave for 7:30, and they said no. He was just too busy.
Right.
What's he doing at that time of the morning?
And originally, he was scheduled to call at 9:45, and I said to Morty, that's sort of like anticlimactic. He said, hey, it's a great finale. I said, well, if it were a live show, it'd be a great finale. But how would you like it if you had a great guest at 12:28?
Yeah. It's a good analogy. Good for you, Fafa Flowley.
But then the other thing was when Dave finally agreed to do it, he goes, I'm trying to work it out, time-wise. And I said, here's the phone number, dial it for him. Well,
Morty kept saying, we're trying to work it out, we're trying to work it out.
It was a big logistical problem.
Yeah, it was like, we're trying to work it out. And finally Gary said, wait a second, we're talking about a phone call here. How hard? Give the guy the phone number and tell him to dial it. What's to work out? What do you mean, work out? We're trying to work it out. What are you, the Pope?
It wasn't like he had to fly somewhere, be there live, and then be back in New York to do his show.
And it kind of kills you when a guy comes on and you can tell he, in the worst way, doesn't even want to be on. Because I know what Letterman's doing. He's trying to signal to everyone in the world that he really doesn't want to be on this. And he's just doing it for some stupid reason.
My arm is twisted.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, if it's that much of an arm twist, don't call in. I mean, if it's really going to bum you out that much, Jesus Christ. I mean, once you commit to making the phone call, get into it. There's like times I've gone on his show where I'm not into it at all. But I go on, and once I go on, I don't sit there and go, I'm not into doing this and I got to leave. I go on, and I'm my usual fun self. I mean, but he comes on my show. It's like a kid taking castor oil. It really is.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, Howard, I'm here to kiss your ass.
Yeah, I'm here to kiss your ass. And you know what? Goodbye. Well, hey, Dave, what about when I try to call you? I tried to get some conversation, some dialogue going with him, and it was like, I'm not going to partake of this.
Gotta go.
Got to go.
Got to go.
And it's like, well, dude, if you're going to be a guest, get into it.
See, now I could think of a bunch of things that you could have asked him that he would be afraid of, And you calling him at home, I thought was so...
I tried to start with that, and then we would have worked into the girlfriends and dumping Merrill Marco.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I would be afraid of.
I mean, and you know, Letterman, if he's such a wit, which I think he's a witty guy, I think he could have handled any question. Sure. And could have had some fun with it. I think he would have had a lot more fun than calling into that Tom Snyder show and pretending to be a truck driver. You know?
But that's my beat on him. He doesn't even want to approach reality.
No.
He doesn't even want to approach his real life. He doesn't want it mentioned in his vicinity.
I should have, you know what, if I had had some time to think about it, I would have just said, so Dave, I understand it's very painful for you to watch your own show.
Yeah, do all that extra stuff.
I understand that when you see your own show, you have to smash things and yell at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What's that all about?
What was that note he shoved?
I hate myself.
Yeah, Dave, do you hate yourself?
Well, Robin, there was a million things I wanted to ask. I couldn't get to it.
But that's why I've always said to people, one of our positioning points is that on the birthday show, you can do a hit and run like that, and if you're ever going to get away clean, that's the day to do it.
All right, good pitch.
We can set it up that way, but no one ever takes us up.
What is the big deal? I mean, you know, Jesus Christ, have some fun. Once you're committed to making the call, have some fun with it.
Well, that's what, the one thing you can say about Jay Leno is he rolls with the punches.
He does.
He'll stay
And God knows he's been punched.
That's right.
That's right.
He's a little drunk right now.
Yeah, right.
He stays there, and he'll field any question.
Yeah, he does. He does a good job with that.
But Robert's right. It's true. When I tried to book a lot of, like, enemies for the show, what we consider your enemies, and one of the things I say is, it's a surprise. Howard's in a good mood. It's his birthday. He doesn't even know you're calling, so there's not, you know...
He'll be caught completely off guard.
But it's not like there's going to be anything premeditated. It's just a fun thing.
Yeah. Well...
Didn't help for a lot of these guys.
All right, so what else do you have on your list of things to go over?
Okay, well, we invited Jerry Seinfeld to call the show.
And what did he say?
His publicist said that's not going to be possible.
That's funny. Was that an exact quote?
Yeah, I wrote that exact quote for everybody.
That's not going to be possible?
Jim Garner was not available.
James Garner.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what they said, but I know that would have been great. What I wrote down here was no effing way.
Yeah.
That was one.
Go ahead.
Carol Burnett. Now, this was really weird, because Carol Burnett was in town.
Yeah.
So I spoke to her publicist.
No, she didn't look bad. I watched her on some special last night. I can't, like...
That a 25th anniversary special for...
All My Children?
All My Children.
Yeah, I tuned by that because... Actually, on HBO, I think I was watching the Dice movie, but I saw her, you know, for an old bat, she actually looks okay. I mean, she's got a pretty decent body. But I can't, she's another one who's unwatchable.
Well, listen to what her publicist said. This is her publicist talking. She said, you know, I know Carol's very funny, and the world knows that Carol Burnett, but for Carol, interviews are work. And she doesn't like to do an interview just for the sake of doing it. So, you know, she'll do one like for a friend, like she's doing an interview with Charles Grodin. Yeah. But she doesn't like to do interviews just for the sake of doing them.
Oh, I see. In other words...
It's not fun for her. She really has to work. It looks like it's fun to the audience, but Carol is not having fun.
Trust me. I've watched her be interviewed. The audience isn't having fun either. So, you know, it's okay. There's a lot of fun. Charles Grodin proving to himself to be a true master at the talk show genre. There's another talent. Thank God for CNBC giving people work. Tom Snyder proving himself on network television as his ratings continue to plummet. Tom Snyder actually started to believe that people were going to watch him. I think he actually got deluded. The only guy he probably didn't fool was Howard Stringer, who knew all along it wouldn't work. Howard Stringer's a genius.
Oh, that was a nice take from CBS, too. I still haven't gotten to the bottom of that.
That was a big surprise, huh?
Very. That surprised me.
I keep throwing you off with the Warren Littlefield comments.
Oh, it was a deflection.
No.
They're both geniuses.
Mr. Stringer's a very nice man.
What about Rupert Murdoch?
He's a very nice man.
And Warren Littlefield.
Warren Littlefield's a nice guy, but doesn't have that much balls. It's Howard Stringer who's his genius.
You know what I saw in the paper today?
Yeah.
They're renewing Conan.
Yeah, notice just till June, though. When do I leave here?
November.
Okay. All right. So anyway, where were we?
Okay.
But I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that Howard Stringer is a genius. Thank you.
Cher.
Yeah.
Who I thought, you know, we might be able to get. She didn't really turn us down. Her publicist said she had just checked into a hotel and she wasn't talking to anybody.
That's what I do when I check into a hotel.
Apparently including him.
Really?
Yeah. Lonnie Anderson, publicist said she just doesn't really need to be out there right now.
I think she does.
I do, too.
I think she has to get back on her feet. She's been through a lot. She needs a healing session with me. That would have been great.
Madonna was just passed.
Yeah.
Just passed.
Well, she's much too important. Her career's going real well.
Now, here's
a Courtney Love lookalike. Yeah, go ahead.
Tiny Tim was booked on your birthday show since early December, maybe even late November.
We got turned down by Tiny Tim?
No, he was booked.
Right.
And then 2 days before, they said he couldn't change his flight. I said, you guys knew about this for 2 months. What's the change?
Right.
But Tiny...
but why would you... I mean, no offense to Tiny, but who cares?
We thought it'd be fun to have him in early.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's hard to get those early guests.
Yeah.
Michael Bolton had family things to do. So then we started getting, hard up. Robin and I, we had this great show going, but we needed, one more live guest, live body.
Right.
So Robin and I started kicking around all these names. So Jasmine Guy was in town.
Now, who again is Jasmine Guy?
She used to be on A Different World.
Oh, the white woman who tries to act black?
Black woman who acts... She talked with that southern accent.
Yeah, but she's white, right?
No, she's black.
Don't they pretend she's black?
Well, she wanted to be white at one time, but she's turned black.
Yeah.
It was better for her career.
Yeah.
Right. So, Robin and I said, okay, just, she's cute. We need somebody in there.
And she was going on Melrose Place, so we thought that was a nice...
Yeah, she's on Melrose, but she's ruining it.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's no good. Yeah.
But she turned us down. They said, she was busy.
Yeah, busy.
How could you be busy Friday morning? Where was she?
Yeah. She's busy. You're busy at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Donahue would have loved to have done it, but he had a meeting with the big muckety-mucks at Multimedia that morning.
Yeah, sure. At 6 o'clock in the morning. Lying dog.
I know. The excuses they come up with, they forget the time of day.
Yeah, right. You can't exactly say you're having a meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning. No one buys it.
Now, here's another great one. Like I said, we started getting down to this second and third level of names. Tony Randall. All tied up.
But why would we want him there?
That was Gary's call.
Gary, use your head.
That would have been fun.
What would I talk to Tony Randall about?
He's on Letterman all the time, and he's a goofy guy.
He's on Letterman all the time. You know what Letterman does with him? He makes fun of him. He puts him in mud. I mean, what am I going to talk to Tony Randall about? Except for the fact that his buddy there has cancer, and everyone's acting like his throat sounds just fine. So Jack Klugman goes on all these shows with Tony Randall now.
They did Broadway, remember?
Yeah. And Jack Klugman talks like this now.
Hello, everybody.
And everyone's like, oh, yeah, that's not disturbing.
Sounds fine.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
He beat cancer.
I'm sure Tony will handle that real well.
Woody Harrelson said thank you, but he couldn't attend because he was filming.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, we really wanted to come, but she couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Paulina, we were trying for Paulina because you guys are friends, but she goes to the country on weekends or something. So,
couldn't break that schedule.
What country is that?
Whatever country you're not in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Elle McPherson was promoting the hell out of this videotape last week. She was on every single show.
Yeah, Elle McPherson.
And actually, unfortunately, she left Thursday night. She was willing to call in.
Yeah.
But
who wants to? Yeah, we
right,
want to see her.
Want a phone call from her.
We don't want to hear her personality.
Right. Kenny G was almost there.
That was another Gary call.
Gary, come on. Kenny G.
He was going to walk up the red carpet
and
that he goes to the White House every couple of months to play for the president. Listen, trust me now when I tell you there's no guest that doesn't get Robin's approval. Right. I might say...
I know he can't get most of them.
Right.
But the most embarrassing phone call I think I've ever made in the history of the show...
was?
I called Grant Tinker's office.
Oh.
Wait. It gets so much better.
Yeah.
I called Grant Tinker's office, and...
Grant Tinker, the man who now claims he fired me from NBC. Of course, when I was fired, he claimed he had nothing to do with it.
Well, I called Grant Tinker's office, and a guy picks up the phone, and I said...
And what did he say? The pussy's not in?
I said, who do I talk to in reference to Grant Tinker? And the guy says, well, in reference to what? And I said, booking him on a radio show. And he goes, what show? And I said... We don't want to tell you. I said, is this Grant? And he said, yeah. It must have been like lunchtime, and Grant Tinker picked up the phone.
Oh.
So, hey, I was in deep.
Well, hey, at least you know you're getting to the man himself.
And I said...
Hey, Grant Tinker thinks really going well. He's picking up his own phones now.
So I said...
Oh, man, can you imagine?
Oh, this was the best.
Hey, what happened to all those production company plans?
Yeah, he had a whole company under him at one time. When he ran NBC, he didn't even get near a phone.
No, let's remind everyone, the only thing he ever ran was when he was married to Mary Tyler Moore, and then he got a production company. Yeah.
So he said, what radio show? And I said, hi, my name's Gary Delabate. I'm the producer of the Howard Stern Show. And
Hi, get out of the way.
Well, not far off, Fred. He said, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Those were his first words.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then he, sort of calmed down.
And then what?
He sort of calmed down, and he said, oh, my. And he was really flustered.
Right,
I think, we have the nerve to call.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think so. I know I don't want to be on his show, and the way I think about him, I don't think he wants me on.
No, that's exactly why I want him on.
I knew we would love to have him on, but he didn't have the courage for it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Love that.
He'll come up against me, I'll have a heart attack. Give me the phone, I'll talk to him.
Sometimes when I mention these names to Gary, Gary looks at me like I've got a gun to him.
Yeah, but that's great. You know what an empty head this Grant Tinker is? It is so obvious to me that the only reason he got that job running NBC was because he had a successful production company, and no one realized he was successful because he was married to Mary Tyler Moore. And that's what I would have said to him. I'd say, you're nothing. You're absolutely nothing. You are lower than a plastic cup.
But how do you book somebody when Howard would like to tell you you're lower than a plastic cup?
Let him come in here and defend himself. He's the big shot who fired me. Let him come in and explain himself. Big pussy. What's the matter? You can't come in here? All these pussies. They're all afraid of me.
But, Robin's exactly right. We have this big meeting every year, Robin, myself, Jackie, and Fred, and we kick around all these names, and then Kathy types them up, and that's what I work off of.
Yeah.
And when we were getting down to the wire, I went over the list again, and I'm just reading names, and it's like, James Garner, Ken G, Maria Gifford. All of a sudden it said, I swear to God, it said Charles Manson.
Yeah.
How the hell's that get on the list?
Charles Manson?
It's a wish list.
Can you get him? Is he available?
Robin last
OJ. Did you call Kathy Lee?
No, I didn't. I was about to.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
And then it was around that day that you started talking about the Christmas special, and,
I would just tell her.
My take on it was you had said you were not going to batter her on the air
I'm
anymore.
not. But then I've now given her a reprieve. I decided to lay off. I've said everything I could possibly say about it.
This would be the best time for her to get in there and make sure it never happened again.
That's sort of what was in the back of my mind when I made that statement. But
I know that.
Yeah. But it didn't happen.
Okay, now I'll give you some list of names of people who did IDs for you that E got for you, and you tell me who you're interested in hearing. Valerie Harper, Terry Garr.
Okay.
We'll start with Valerie Harper then.
I mean, I'll listen to them all.
See, what happened with these is they don't identify themselves on here. Folks. This is Valerie Harper.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
She likes me, right?
I think so.
Howard Stern. Happy birthday to you.
Didn't she marry some exercise guy?
Yeah. And then he became like a manager, producer type.
And now what does he do? Is he still married to her?
He produces her.
Really?
Yeah.
And what does she do?
Nothing.
I don't know, but I'm sure she does something. We just don't know what.
Idea.
I haven't seen her in a show in a long time.
Yeah.
She got a lot of money in a lawsuit.
She what?
Got a lot of money in a lawsuit.
She made a fortune in that lawsuit.
She sued the Hogan family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's next?
This is really weird. See, the way I imagine this, because I saw the video of this, the way I imagine it is E gets a celebrity, maybe they're interviewing them for whatever, and then at the end they say, hey, could you do an E Christmas ID? Could you do that? And, oh, by the way, could you wish Howard Stern a happy birthday? So this is Terry Garr.
Oh, she hates me.
Well, listen to what she said. She tries not to hate anybody.
Yeah.
You could tell she's trying really hard not to say anything negative, but it doesn't work.
She hates me. I've said a few things on the air about her, I guess. That...
Now you just want me to say it?
Let's just go Valerie Harper.
Sure. Happy birthday, Howard Stern. Is it Stern? You want both? Howard Stern?
You can sound the cameraman is upset. She's upset.
Nobody's into this at all.
What do you want me to say? Howard Stern? Stern. This is embarrassing. She does not sound like she wants to be wishing me a happy birthday.
Well, then you should hear what Terry Garr said.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Howard Stern.
Okay, now this is Terry Garr.
Howard Stern, he's a blight on humanity. But I will say happy birthday, Howard.
You know what? I saw her. Remember when I went out to tape the Gary Shandling show?
Yes.
And I was walking around the lot, and I thought it would be cool to walk around a lot. And I took 5 steps, and I see Terry Garr coming down this, like an iron stairwell. And she looks at me, and I look at her. And
now, do all the things you ever said about her run through your mind?
You know what? I was kind of like, ooh, there's Terry Garr. And then all of a sudden, the fact that she used to date our old producer.
Right.
And,
But you said this one thing about her on the air that's always stuck with me.
What was that?
You said she's getting a little long in the tooth.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's face it. And then all of a sudden, like, you see her, and then we just stared at each other, and then she just walked away.
No words.
Dirty look. Ooh. And then I said, you know what? What am I doing walking around on a lot? Because over there to the left was Burt Reynolds. To the right was Jerry Seinfeld. And I'm going, everybody here hates me. What am I doing? This could be dangerous.
And you ran back
for
the safety of the Gary Shandling show.
Yeah. Terry Garr a little upset. Hey, come on, I was just talking about her appearance, that's all. Hey, the change of life was not kind to her. It happens.
How do you know she's gone through the change? I don't know.
No, there's a change guys talk about. I'm not talking about menopause.
Oh, okay.
It's a certain age you hit, and that wall just comes up on you.
It's this side and that side.
Yeah, like you know what? Carol Burnett dealt with it pretty well, that wall.
She got over the wall.
Yeah, she actually
Terry
did better.
didn't make it
Terry
over.
Garr went through it.
Do you want to hear Michael Moriarty rambling on about you for about a minute?
Yeah, he digs me.
Yeah, he loves you.
He's the guy who...
He was in this TV show, Law and Order.
And he quit because he's into freedom of speech or something.
Yeah, he wound up at in Washington talking to the Attorney General and got all kinds of trouble.
I've been talking about you a lot this year, and I've said probably you, out of all the people in this country, understand the situation I was in better and came as swiftly.
I heard enough.
Right, go ahead to the next one. No, you're on the first one, Howard.
Yeah,
Delta Burke.
Delta Burke?
Delta Burke?
She a big fan?
I don't remember.
She's big.
Happy birthday, Howard, you dog.
She just laughed really hard when they asked.
Howard with the nice hair.
Gloria Estefan.
Oh, yeah.
She digs you now. She was digging. She talked about you for about a minute.
Oh, yeah?
She
Look
likes
at this.
Hi, Howard. I have to tell you that congratulations on being added in the station here in Miami. I heard you when you were here, and once again, you were telling people about my thong underwear. So I figured that for your 41st birthday, I'm going to send you a pair of my thong underwear for you to enjoy.
Good. Let me smell it. Let me whiff it.
I might fight you for that.
She's hot.
She really is.
Even with that big rod up her back. I dig that. She stays in good shape, Gloria Estefan. She works out like 24 hours a day. She's so afraid of getting out of shape. She's
Even
compulsive.
with that metal rod in her back, she was right back up there on that Stairmaster.
That bus got in an accident. She went flying through the air on the bus. She couldn't walk. I mean, it was all over. And the next night, I saw her on Entertainment Tonight exercising in a pool.
Yes.
She didn't want to lose her figure. That's a girl who's dedicated.
She's running away from that wall.
Oh, yeah. She's handling the wall. She's not going to deal with that change of life.
And to wear yourself, so I hope to be hearing that from you sometime, you know, that you're wearing my underwear. And now I'm very jealous.
And I bet you she's real sick of her husband.
No, they just had a baby together.
That don't mean anything.
Oh.
She's got to be horny for some other guys. She's been with him a long time.
Since she was 16.
Yeah, I think he was her only.
Right, the only guy she's ever had sex with.
Yeah. Her head's got to explode. She's staying in shape so she can go have sex with the same guy from when she was 16. Hoofa.
Your hair, because now mine is short, so keep your hair looking beautiful, and hopefully in the next few years it'll stay that way. Hugs and kisses for you, Howard. Happy
Right on,
birthday.
baby.
Happy 41st.
Yeah, that was a nice message. Hey, there's someone who liked me.
Wow.
There's someone who likes me who isn't a kook.
See, you know, it's unusual
Yeah.
when they actually like you.
Like Michael Moriarty likes me, but everyone, questions that.
This was really cool. I want to thank this guy a lot. Jeffrey Tambour. We actually sent the crew out to his house.
No.
Hank, we sent the crew out to his house, and he cut one for you. It just didn't get to us till too late. He's a good guy.
Hank rules. He really does. I was watching him in a movie the other day.
Yeah, he was in Justice for All.
No, he's in 3 O'Clock High. That's one of my favorite movies.
Great movie.
He plays do you remember that movie?
Oh, that's the one about the kid who has the fight on the playground.
I remember the kid breaks into that. They break into that store, that school store. Jeffrey Tambour is the guy who runs the school store. And it's real funny.
The way this was they were doing a little shtick. So he knocked on Jeffrey's door, and he answered the door in a robe.
Okay.
Yeah. Go away. Go away.
Now he's creaking the door open.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Howard, this is Jeffrey Tambour. I guess I'm supposed to wish you some sort of birthday wishes on your, was it 48?
You got to feel like a real dick doing a birthday message for Howard Stern, I'm embarrassed.
At the front door of your own house.
Yeah, I'm just embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. Imagine asking a guy to do a birthday message for Howard Stern. It is just the ultimate.
It's such a big deal that they're sending a crew out to his home.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, when I met Jeffrey Tambor, I did like I acted like such a jerk.
Did you start going, hey now?
Yeah, I went up to him and went, hey now. And I just realized how stupid I must have seemed. And then I did probably what everyone does. I went up to him and Gary Shandling and I went, hey, I got this great idea. So Hank starts hosting like a Star Search and you guys do a spin-off kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, halfway when I'm through it, I go, oh, Christ, everyone must think they have a plot for that show.
You're in the middle of the plot they've heard about 50 times.
Like, I'm the only guy who ever thought of that.
Do you think it's like the same thing? It's like people just walk up to you on the street and go, lesbians.
Yeah, right. Or they say to me, hey, Howard, you know what would be really good if you got, like, President Bush on? Like something like that.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh, you ass. And then I had to, like, finish,
You all of a sudden were a person who screamed, dial it down.
Yeah, right. I was like, yeah, dial it down, Jeremy. I was just, being a douche.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah, I felt like such a dick. Oh. Hey now. I was like, hey now.
It's not coming out of his ears.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I just said, everyone must do this.
Think of that phrase.
I could have just gone up and shook the guy's hand and said, hey, I'm a big fan, and that would have been fine.
Well, you were a fan. You just proved it.
I just figured we could go.
48 years old. Congratulations. It's terrific. It's a milestone, and we're all very touched. And I know what you want me to do here. I know what this is all about. So this is my present from me to you, and as Hank Kingsley would say, hey now.
That's good.
Good luck with it. Terrific. Happy birthday. Go away. Go away.
My computer says hey now. That's what my computer, I programmed it just to say hey now all the time. It says it every 11 seconds. Hey now. Can't get enough of that.
And your very last one, hold on, very last one, they must have ambushed him at some screening, but this is Mel Torme.
Mel Torme, the Velvet Frog?
The Velvet Frog.
Or as you call him, the Velvet Frog.
He looks like a frog. The Velvet Frog? Mel Torme? That big flap of skin? Is it funny? Does he know who I am?
I'm not even sure.
I don't even think
it's a lot funnier visually because it's some screening and I think it's like raining and they're like trying to run in.
And the guy's trying to get out of there. And he has to stop and make a birthday announcement to Howard Stern.
I'm Mel Torme. Happy birthday, Howard Stern.
Very good. Hey no. The Velvet Frog. I know Mel Torme is supposed to be like a great singer, except every time I hear him sing, I can't listen. It like eludes me why he's a great singer, but enough people have said he's a great singer. But I don't know why.
It's on rep alone. It's like the world's greatest rock and roll band.
Yeah.
Everybody says Mel Torme is a great singer.
Yeah. But I don't know why.
I always like the fact about him that I always loved was that he and Buddy Rich were best friends. Yeah. Except Buddy didn't talk to him for 10 years.
Yeah. So Buddy didn't know that he was best friends with Mel Torme.
How good a friend could you be?
You don't get into any fights. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back right after these words with the news. Hey no.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Stay right there. We're back with The Howard Stern Show.
Did you watch the O.J. trial on Friday?
No.
It was pretty good. Because O.J. was acting wacky again.
I've been looking for that. See, I've never seen him muttering. I was watching it for 2 days last week, like Wednesday and Thursday. I had it on all the time.
I don't know how you're saying that because all the newscasts have been making reference to the fact that, in fact, the prosecution has had to ask O.J. to stop talking so much. That literally he sits there and just talks.
I see him with odd expressions on his face.
Yeah.
That I see a lot.
O.J., the artist formerly known as O.J., is gone. There is no longer O.J. housed in that body. He's completely snapped. I'm telling you, Robin. And then it's weird, now they have a black guy on the prosecution to balance out the black defense guy. So the black prosecution guy was up in front of Judge Ito, the man with the computer.
Mm-hmm. And did you hear that Judge Ito said there'd be a couple of days in there where before they'd give opening arguments to the jury, and one of those reasons that there was going to be so much time was that he had to change computers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What is on that computer?
I don't know. I guess there's a pre-trial computer and a trial computer.
I'm going to call Jeff Schick from IBM and find out what's on Judge Ito's computer. He knows everything about computers.
I thought that was interesting, that there was going to be some time needed for a computer change.
Yeah. And Judge Ito does not seem to be looking at that computer at all. Judges have been around for a long time. They've never had to use a computer.
What did they do before computers?
They do that. I think I was chatting with Judge Ito on Prodigy last night.
What's his handle?
Yeah. So, anyway, the black guy, who is for the prosecution, he was up there saying, look, you know that cop they all think is racist?
Right, yeah.
He was saying, listen.
Furman.
Yeah, he goes, listen, I want to say that the N-word was used on several occasions. The N-word was used by this man, and the N-word. He wouldn't say nigger, he would only say N-word.
The N-word.
But then he says, and you know other words like kike and by the way, Your Honor, no offense, chink were used as well.
He could say those.
Yeah, he says kike and chink, but he won't say nigger.
But he was making a point, I think, because his whole argument was that the N-word is so emotional for black people. When they hear it, something happens to them. So he couldn't say the N-word because something would have happened to him.
Is it like when Curly heard Niagara Falls?
Yes.
Slowly I step. Why you know, it was wild. And then he goes, no offense, Your Honor, but chink. Chink. And then Judge Ito stood up. Did you see this?
No.
He stood up. He put a dragon head on, a giant Chinese dragon head, and started running around the courtroom.
Doing the Chinese New Year thing.
Your Honor, I didn't mean to say chink. I didn't know it would upset you, but I'll buy a few firecrackies off you. Chink set off Judge Ito. You didn't realize nigger sets off black people, and chink sets off Judge Ito. Yeah.
You got to be very careful with those words.
Judge Ito with that computer. I could swear he's on the Prodigy chat line.
Yeah, he's probably on it during the trial.
Yeah, with his handle. It's a yellow man. Wow. And OJ he makes bizarre faces and talks the whole time. But now he's not talking so much because they've had to tell him, you can't keep talking.
Because I've never caught the discussions. I know I saw all the news reports about the big argument over the N-word on Friday. And all I saw was OJ, because you can always see OJ. When they're standing at that lectern talking to the judge, the camera angle shows you OJ.
Yeah.
It's pointed directly at him.
It's great, too, because you wonder what's going on. Everyone knows that O.J. did it. That's what's great about this trial, you know. Everyone knows he did it. So that's what makes it fun. If you didn't know, if there was some doubt in your mind, then it would be like you could buy those facial expressions. Because, you know, if I was accused of something that I didn't do, I'd be at the trial going, what? Wait a second. I loved my wife. I didn't kill her. You got the wrong guy. Freaking out. Yeah, you'd be freaking out. So, but I wonder I watch OJ and I wonder what's going through his head, and he's sitting there and he probably freaks out because in his mind when he's in that chair, he has to be of the mindset that he didn't do it.
Right. But it shows you what a bad actor he is.
Yeah, exactly. But then I'm sure at one point it creeps in his mind and he goes, gee, I did do it.
That's why the expressions get so strange, I suppose. I don't know what I'm supposed to look like because I'm guilty.
Right. Yeah, and he's an awful actor.
You know what was funny to me? On Friday night, I was in a cab. I had a black cab driver.
Right.
And somehow OJ came up.
Yeah. Well, he figured, you're black, he's black. It's okay.
It's safe to talk about
Right, let's talk OJ and let's bond.
The funniest thing to me was this black cab driver said to me, you know what? I'm beginning to believe O.J. did it.
Yeah. You mean just now he's coming around?
He says, you know what? I'm beginning to believe he did it.
Things are starting to look bad for old O.J. when black cab drivers are on the prosecution side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean...
The tide is turning.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just, he did it. That's it. He did it. And it's fun knowing he did it.
The cab driver was relieved. He says, I'm so glad you agree with me. He was like, he hasn't been able to say that, I guess.
Right.
I wonder what it took to sway him.
Yeah, Can you if you see that guy again, would you just get him in here?
We talked about it a long time, and it was finally hearing all that information about the brutal treatment to his wife in the last couple of days when they were arguing about whether domestic violence should be introduced into the case. When he heard all the things O.J. said and the kind of things O.J. did, he said, I was a big O.J. man. But was he masking a personality there.
And what's funny about all of that, too, the defense has been trying to make sure that stuff doesn't get entered into the record.
Right.
And they're saying that can't be presented at trial.
Well, they know what they're doing, obviously.
Yeah,
Look at
of
what
course.
they did to this guy.
But, the prosecution's saying, of course, you have to show a history of abuse. There's just, this is about abuse. So Johnny Cochran was interviewed. That's O.J.'s black, guy.
Yeah.
And with the prosecution's black guy, I don't know his name.
I forget.
But everyone's got a black guy. And Johnny
At
Cochran...
one point, they were trying to have Darden, right.
Yeah.
They were trying to have Darden thrown off the prosecution because they said, they're just adding him because he's black.
Yeah, great. Duh.
Why are you here?
Yeah. Well, Johnny, why do you think you're involved? Okay, so anyway...
These arguments are so funny.
Yeah, Johnny, you're F. Lee Bailey. Yeah. So Johnny Cochran last night was quoted on TV. I don't know the exact quote, but he said, you can't put this history of abuse in here. O.J. is not up on charges for abuse. He's up on a murder charge.
Oh, what could be more abusive?
Yeah, right. I couldn't believe that quote. I said, wait a second. What do you think? We all went out to lunch?
He didn't hurt her. He killed her.
Yeah. It's one thing if he's up on abuse charges. This guy's a murder rap.
We're not talking about hitting her. We're talking about stabbing her.
Right. He's grasping at straws. Nobody knows what to do. It's just so great, though, to watch O.J. sit there and act. Like all of a sudden, one of the women there would go, and this man brutalized his wife, and all of a sudden O.J. goes,
yeah, he gets this wide-eyed look.
What? Hold on there. Who are you talking about? What you mean?
But the best for me was the cab driver said, I'm beginning to believe O.J.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the combination of the bad acting and what the prosecution has been talking about. I picture O.J. like taking acting lessons furiously in jail, like bringing in his acting coach. Now, how do I look fidgety?
What's my motivation?
Motivation is you got to get out of jail. All right. Freedom. That's my motivation. Now, O.J., we want you to look very fidgety when they bring up Nicole's name. All right? You're going to get very, very upset. Like this?
No, that's Naked Gun 2.5.
Right.
We want something more real.
Right, yeah. You did that at Naked Gun 2.5, and you got a lot of bad reviews for that. You're right. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but you're right. O.J. One point he started crying.
He did?
Yeah.
Was that serious?
I saw it on the news. He was crying, but it didn't look like he was crying, but... Evidently, they were talking about Nicole, and he got emotional.
Yeah, somebody pulled a nose hair.
Yeah, right.
O.J. started crying.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. But now, that Hercules thing is on all the time. And I tuned it in this weekend.
Hercules with Tawny Katane?
Every time I see Tawny Katane, all I can think of is O.J.
Yeah, O.J. hopping on top of her. Yeah. And Tawny's trying to keep quiet about O.J. because she doesn't want everyone... Tawny used to have an affair with O.J. It was very quiet.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about it.
Somehow.
Yeah. But I think at this point you don't want the world knowing, you don't want to be associated with O.J.
Mm-hmm. Especially since the affair went on the entire time he was married to
well, according to the
Nicole.
Inquirer. Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Right. According to who? The Star or the Inquirer?
All of them. The tabloid shows, everybody's now saying that the affair went on. It started a year after O.J. married Nicole and lasted throughout the entire marriage.
That's why I can't figure out why O.J. would even care about Nicole.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you're getting all that great piece of ass. What do you care?
But he seemed to be obsessed with her.
Yeah.
If what they're saying is true.
All I know is he must have been because he was crying in the courtroom. Either that or he stabbed himself in the nuts with a pen just to make himself cry. That went through my mind.
Again, I would, because the times that really get me is when O.J. starts scribbling on the legal page.
That's the best. I'd pay to have that legal page. And all of a sudden, they'll say something, and he's like, whoop, he gets the pen out, and he's like...
Frantically. He starts writing very fast.
Yeah, and you notice, no one looks at it. No one even cares. What was that?
Dear Mariah Carey, I love you.
Someone who's really close to the trial, I can't say his name, said to me that he looks at the legal pad and all it says is, is scribbling. Because they had the
scribble.
Yeah.
Scribble.
Dear Tawny Katane, why have you not contacted me? Listen, O.J., when they mention Nicole's name, you're going to need to cry. I can't cry on demand, but we thought you were an actor. I'm a football player, damn it. Well, then stab yourself in the nuts with a pen. All right. All right. We got to take another break, and then I don't know. You might actually be talking about O.J. Are you?
Yeah, he always comes up in the news.
Okay.
The thing that I couldn't believe is that they can seek the death penalty for Susan Smith, but not for O.J.
Yeah. Susan Smith drowned her own children, which probably indicates that she's just mentally deranged.
Mm-hmm.
But O.J., you can't get the death penalty.
Can't get the death penalty.
No, we can't give O.J. the death penalty. The jury will never give O.J. the death penalty. Why not? Oh, you mean he didn't kill Nicole when she was very young? Like if he strapped her into a baby seat and drove her off a river,
then he'd be eligible.
Yeah, those cute little kids. If those kids had only grown up to be a little older and they weren't so cute anymore, maybe
he'd be getting off. I suppose
people wouldn't care. They know she's guilty. Everyone's sure of that, but they're not sure what O.J.
We're still up in the air about O.J.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are willing to write articles and columns that say, you know, the death penalty is too good for her.
Yeah.
But
O.J., you don't read anything.
We got to have a commission impaneled to decide what to do with him.
And since they're televising every aspect of this, O.J. would have to be executed on TV. I mean, I know the public would demand it.
Jesus.
Just imagine the expressions he would be making.
Yeah. O.J., that's fantastic acting. Food acting. I'm scared.
He is fidgety.
For the first time, this is real.
Now, what you talk about? All right, let's take a break. We'll do the rest of the news.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
You know, I'm a little paranoid, so just... So what's everyone saying behind my back about my hair?
I haven't heard anything.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
No.
good. All right.
I like it.
You do?
I like the new length.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Noticed it right away.
Really? Well, how can you not? I cut off half my hair.
Well, sometimes you just don't notice, but I liked it.
You did. You right away said, oh, my God, I was attracted to him before, but now I'm really attracted, right?
Something to that effect, yes.
What do you think of it, Jackie?
I liked it right away, but I'm reserving judgment until you color it.
Yeah, I'm coloring it blue.
Oh, you're really going to do that?
I'm doing some blue in it, yeah.
Blue and brown?
Yeah, it's beautiful. They don't clash at all.
That's an odd combination.
Well, I went to get my hair cut by this guy, Fabian.
You got to tell people about this.
Yeah, well, he works in
shop.
it's a transvestite shop. And,
Now, is that by accident?
No, I just dig the way the guy cuts hair, and he's real good.
No, I meant the shop. Is it that they went out and sought transsexual hair cutters?
No. He's the hair cutter there. It's one guy, and it's a drag queen store.
It's a store?
Yeah, and you can buy clothing there. I bought some clothing there, but I don't want to talk about it.
Wait a minute. This is a clothing store for guys who want to dress up as women.
Right.
Oh, boy.
And you go in there, it's pretty wild, and this guy Fabian cuts your hair. And he's real good, you know. He's also, he likes to dress up as a woman.
Now, when did you decide to go with the new length?
While I was talking to Fabian.
Oh, this was a joint decision between the two of you? Asked him what you thought, what he thought you should do?
I was going to test that Fabian because it was the first time he was cutting my hair.
How'd you discover this guy?
Who, Fabian?
Yeah.
Well, Ralph got his hair. See, I put Ralph in charge of my hair. And Ralph wanted to cut my hair, and I won't let Ralph cut my hair because I don't think Ralph knows what the hell he's talking about. You know, I think there's some areas left better in the hands of an expert than Ralph experimenting. Because Ralph always says, well, I cut hair on a wig.
Cut hair on a wig, it looked perfect.
And it looked perfect. I go, well, you know what? I don't know if that's enough credential for me. So, anyway, Ralph got a really good haircut from this guy, Fabian. And I saw it on him, and I said, hey, I'll let this guy cut my hair. So our plan was I'd go see Fabian, and then he would just clean up the ends and stuff. And
just give you a little trim, see how you liked it.
Yeah, see if the guy would go nuts and stuff. But then I got in there, and you go down there, and it's like all these transsexuals are like wild. You know, they got wild hairstyles and wild, and I just said, I don't want to just go in and just get a trim.
You felt wild.
Yeah, well, you get in there, and you feel wild. And it's pretty wild because there's all these, like, I'm talking to this one guy, and he's kind of ugly guy. And then he disappeared for a few minutes, and then this piece-of-ass woman walks in. She's in a black mini dress with the cutest legs I ever saw, with a really nice shoes, big jugs, and he goes, hi, Howard. It's me. You're just talking to me. And I go, whoa.
Now, you were really digging this woman. This woman was turning you on.
Yeah, he was really turning me on.
Do you think at some point when the guy goes, hi, Howard?
No, that's it. It's gone. But he still looks good.
Yeah. See, because I think
Yeah.
That what you're telling me here is you could be bisexual.
I might be. I don't know. All I know is you look pretty attractive to me.
Did he let you, like, soak him in a little while before he...
No, well, he just kind of flitted by. Everyone flits by, and it's changing every minute, and everybody has, every minute they're changing their hair and moosing their hair.
So mostly it's a clothing store.
Yeah, it's mostly a clothing store where if you want to dress like a woman, you can, you can feel free to do that. This is down in the village somewhere. And then every minute there are guys coming in who look kind of macho, and then 2 seconds later they're in women's clothing while you're sitting there getting your hair cut because you're right in the store.
You got wild enough to get your hair cut off. Did you start thinking about going back and throwing on a little frock?
Yes. I don't know. I just was, so you get caught up in the spirit of it, and then there's guys walking in who just dyed their hair, half red, half green, and, you walk out, you feel like, hey, I'm going to dye my hair blue. It looks kind of cool. And then all of a sudden you realize once you leave that shop,
you're going to be back in the real world.
Yeah, you got to go live with people. But it's a great place to go get your hair cut. I'll find out the name of the place, but this guy Fabian, I think he did a real nice job.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased.
Did you ask Fred what he thought?
Fred, what do you think of it?
I think it's great.
Yeah?
I have to see the blue thing myself. I'm a little curious.
It's a very subtle blue. It's just you're just gonna catch it.
It's not like that blue that what's her name had.
No, not like Danielle Brisebois.
That's a little severe.
No, I'm not looking to make that.
You're just doing streaks though, not a whole head.
Blue streaks. Just 5 streaks.
Did you talk this over with Fabian? And he said that would be a good way for you to go.
Fabian thinks everything's cool. Like Fabian wanted me to put big red patches in my head, like a checkerboard.
And put a
what?
Do you want to know where you went? Would you ask him?
No, I don't know if I want to announce it because...
Oh, okay. But you know the name there.
No, I don't know if I want to announce it because then if I announce it, then everyone will go there.
He won't be able to get an appointment.
And I won't be able to get an appointment with Fabian. I guess I could announce it. I'd give the guy a plug. Why not? He did a good job.
How much does he cost? Is he expensive?
No, he was pretty reasonable, but of course I over-tipped him. I almost tipped him the price of the haircut because he shampooed me and stuff.
I was going to say, is there a shampoo involved in this?
And he talks like this. It's Fabian. And he's a cool guy, though. I mean, I really dug him.
Now, is he dressed as a woman?
No, but he showed me videotape of him dressed as a woman ice skating at Rockefeller Plaza.
Wait a second. Did he have one of those cute little dress
He's gorgeous.
on?
He's gorgeous.
But did he wear a skirt when he ice skated?
Like when I was rapping to him as a guy, I was like, and then all of a sudden I saw him as a woman, I was like, whoa, nice body.
No, wait
well, speaking of effeminate men, Ralph's on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, Ralph was there with me, so. Yes, Ralph?
Did you need to know the name of that place or what?
All right, what's the name of the place?
Patricia Fields.
Yeah. And it's for drag queens, right?
Yeah, mostly it's a drag queen shop.
It's true. Who else would go there beside me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about being stampeded out of an appointment.
Yeah, and these guys, they all dress up as women. They go to Rockefeller Center and ice skate. And they freak out everybody. They call themselves freaks. And everybody has weird names. Like there's Fabian and... Perfidia. And it's a whole scene down there.
Yeah.
And when you walk out, you feel very gay. I felt very gay.
You're in there and you feel like you're wrong for dressing like a man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. You could be influenced. If you hung around them long enough, you would be dressing as a woman and running around doing shows.
Yeah, sure, Robin. Yeah, you're absolutely right, once again.
You just said it.
You really know me.
Ready for anything.
You just said it.
No, you walk, I'm telling you start thinking weird thoughts when you're in there because you go like, I'm going to dye my hair blue, I'm going to shave the sides, I'm going to, I'm going to dye my nasal hairs green. And it's like,
eyebrows, they're passé.
Yeah, well, all the guys have like plucked their eyebrows out.
Because anything you do would seem subtle in comparison.
But these guys are the real deal. I mean, these guys would scare Mark Harris. These guys are hardcore.
He's macho compared to them.
Yeah, but they're nice guys and everything, and I thought they were awfully fun, and we had a good time together, all those guys down there, and they cut my hair, and it was...
Did they know who you were?
It's like a show.
And they didn't have an issue with it?
No. In fact, they dig the show.
Does that ever cross your mind, though? I'm going to let this guy cut my hair, maybe he doesn't like me, and he'll give me a bad cut?
I just assume everybody hates me, and then I'm surprised when somebody likes me. All right, Ralphie boy.
Later, man.
Right.
Is that how those guys get so wacky? I mean, do they just keep trying to outdo each other? Is that how their hair winds up red and green and shaved?
Yeah, well, if you hang, it's kind of cool because those guys probably took a lot of crap their whole lives being, drag queens and being effeminate, and now they've formed their own little group, and when you're in that group...
You feel okay.
You feel okay.
Anything goes.
Yeah, and it's okay. you know, and they're real open-minded people, and they're into just having some fun. They're nice guys. I mean, they really are.
You don't have to convince me.
All right, so don't pick on my friends. I'm trying to convince myself. Everything's fine.
Normal guys with yellow, green, and purple hair.
Yeah.
It really is all right.
Everything's cool. No. Anyway, Fabian is responsible for this. And Fabian thinks I look fabulous. So who cares
What
what anyone
happened
thinks?
afterwards? Did he blow you out?
Oh, yeah. He blew me out all right. It took him 2 hours to blow me out.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to make sure everything was right. He's real meticulous.
Well, I like it.
Thank you.
I think it falls nicer and everything.
Yeah, it looks better. It doesn't look so ratty. And it shows off the finer features of my face.
Well, it does. It highlights your bone structure.
Yes, it does. You know, when you got a face like this, why hide it? Show it off.
You didn't go shorter because now you're 40.
Oh, yeah, right. That did cross my mind. No, I didn't. I didn't do it because of that. I just thought maybe it was time for a little change. Change my look. You know, you have to stare at me every day. You need something new to look at. You're always changing.
I wasn't complaining.
Yeah. You looked a little upset. Do you have a spare mascara or lip gloss? Please.
I've got a whole setup back there. What do you need?
I'll join you after the show. Anyway, yes, we're in the middle of the news.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't call to get you permission for a Super Bowl party.
Oh, yeah.
Party.
You're right. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
Okay. Don't forget.
I'll let you call my wife and ask permission.
Maybe you're letting her cool down from the weekend.
Let's have a drag show one day so we can all get dressed up in drag.
I have suggested that a long time ago, and you seemed so opposed at the time.
Very few men realize how freeing it is to dress up like a woman.
Maybe you do just want to see what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to do it, but...
Just to try to get into their head.
It seemed like they were having a lot of fun dressing up, you know, like girls.
Being a girl is fun.
Well, these guys had great bodies, you know. I don't know if I could pull off a mini dress.
You don't like those guys who come on the Diner Year show.
No.
Like big and fat.
No, these guys look kind of feminine.
Could hardly look like a woman.
No.
But they dress up like a woman anyway.
I think there might be other things they do that they think is fun that you might not think is fun, too, you know.
What did Jackie say?
I don't know.
I knew you were going to do that. That's why I hesitated. And I talked anyway like a jerk.
You sound like OJ at his trial. He's mumbling. All right, go ahead, Robin.
Well, I was saying that Susan Smith is going to be facing the death penalty when she's tried for the murder of her 2 young children. They expect to announce to her formally today in an arraignment that the charge will be murder.
Fry her.
And that she'll be facing death if convicted.
Sizzle her. Although this, you know, it's sort of weird how the death penalty works. If you're some poor white trash, you can get the death penalty. But if you're some rich superstar, they can't think of giving them the death penalty. They can't.
Well, you sound like you're changing your argument, because this has been an assertion made by people who oppose the death penalty all along, that there's no equality and justice in this country.
That's right.
People with money, just like OJ, don't get it.
That's right. I'm starting to change my opinion. I change every day. Just like a drag queen.
Just like your hair.
Right. See, my hair and my clothes.
Oh, a girl has to change.
Hey, you guys want to dress in drag one day?
Sure, why not?
Fred, you volunteered a little too quickly.
He's probably doing it at home.
Yeah.
I've done it before, so.
No big deal. I do it at home. I'll do it here.
Not a problem.
It's time for you to come out of
I just want to see Jackie.
I've done it before. It's scary.
We have to try to look pretty. We could have Fabian dress
Everybody's
us.
already done it before besides you.
No, I did it for Helen Stern.
Oh, that's true.
At least you had a reason.
I shaved my legs. That's how far I went.
I would like to try it. I think that's really cool.
Are you willing to shave your mustache?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
and you're going to learn everything, even about tucking and everything.
Yeah, well, that's what these guys were saying. I said, I don't need to tuck because I don't have anything. I said, you guys couldn't tuck me anyway.
I would shave my legs and my mustache.
Okay. Then you're on.
Oh, my goodness.
I bet
We're going to have to go
beautiful.
through that again?
We could have Fabian dress us.
Well, who can show us?
You got to take cameras and everything for the makeover.
And then we'll come in here and do the show, the whole show like that.
Can we do
But I'm just saying, when you're getting into the makeup and choosing an outfit, you know, because you got to go somewhere to get this all together.
Absolutely, Robin. Well, we'll go down to wherever that place was I was.
Okay.
So you'll do the making of.
Garden.
Are you going to do the show like a woman, or are you going to be a guy sitting there dressed like a woman?
I'm going to be a guy. I'm not going to do the show like a woman.
I think that would be the best.
Wait a second. Let's wait till a day when we have some like really cool guest booked and just not tell them.
Okay.
You know, and
Yeah,
I'll
that'd be cool.
I'll greet them at the door.
Right.
Hi, I'm Gary. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Somebody macho.
Well, Fabian will set us up.
Do it when Schwarzenegger's here.
Wish we could call Fabian. We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Fabian will set us up. Fabian.
So book somebody. We want to do this quick.
Yeah, like tomorrow.
Somebody that'll freak out, like an athlete or somebody, you know.
Right.
Maybe even somebody we know who wouldn't expect it.
Pat Cooper.
Mark Harris.
He'd be way too happy with how he looked.
Right. And maybe on that day, all our guests should have to be dressed as women.
Yeah, you give them a dress when they
Right.
walk in.
Like Pat Cooper would have to wear a dress.
That'll happen.
I'm not doing this. He's setting me up.
Yeah, that'll be another reason to hate you.
Yeah,
He's
like, I'm
trying to
doing him wrong.
ridicule it.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, you know what happens? Like 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, those two guys from the Dallas Cowboys always stop in.
Right.
You know, Mark Stepnowski.
Yeah.
And Darryl Johnson.
Well, that's
dress them
the
as
day.
women.
That's the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not a dress big enough.
Imagine they walk in.
I don't want to see them in a dress. All right, what else is in the news, Robin?
Did you happen to see Oprah's crack show on Friday?
Oprah showed her crack? Damn, I missed it. Boy, is she desperate for ratings. Oprah's crack show. She finally went for it.
No, she had a bunch of people
Donahue showed his
on.
penis.
She had a bunch of people on who were talking about having substance abuse problems, who were also mothers. And there was one woman on the show who was admitting that she still does crack, I guess,
Yeah.
even though she has children. And Oprah then broke down and said, "I did your drug."
Did she actually
See,
cry
I
on
didn't
air?
see it. I was wondering if anybody else did.
I did. I saw it. On
Did they edit it out?
I saw it bumpered on the news. They were like using it as a bumper and everything.
Right.
And I saw her like tearing up a little bit, her hands in her face. But do you think that she knew she was going to do this, or she just decided at that moment?
I think it just came out of her.
You think so?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I don't know what to think. But she said she did it in her 20s.
Right.
And in the paper they were speculating, well, this must have been when she was working at a news station in Baltimore. Oprah said it had to do with some relationship she was in.
Does she smoke crack and that's why she's crying?
Yeah, I guess it was a tough revelation or something.
What's the big deal? Jackie should be having a nervous breakdown based on what he smoked. I mean,
what he hasn't done.
You mean Oprah tried crack once and like...
I don't know whether she tried it once. It sounds like she was in a relationship and she and the boyfriend, I guess, he was into cocaine, so she got into cocaine.
See, I read that she tried it once.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, what is she crying about? What a psycho. What is she crying about? So big deal, you tried something once.
Has anyone on the show ever done crack?
Crack?
Crack itself?
Yeah.
What's the difference between coke and crack?
Crack you smoke.
No, I haven't done that.
If you smoked cocaine, would that be smoking crack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Oh.
You've done that already? No wonder you're so lethargic.
Let me go check out Baby Jackson's reflexes.
I never did that.
Stop!
I think if you smoke cocaine, it's not crack. If you like heat up the coke
and get the
residue,
right, and then smoke that,
Oh, we're not talking about putting it in a joint or something,
right? Isn't that freebase?
Right.
Freebase and crack are the same thing.
You freebased?
No.
I thought freebase is when you do it with good cocaine,
No.
and crack is a cheap imitation.
No, freebase is when you smoke cocaine.
No, I know this freebase. I read about it in Sports Illustrated because a bunch of guys on the
You did it.
No, a bunch of guys on the these two guys from the New Orleans Saints.
They ran out of football stuff, and since the baseball strike, they created
is a sport.
It's a new sport.
No, these two guys in the New Orleans Saints used to do it, and they said that they used to wear chef's hats when they do it. You take the coke and you put it in with like water, and you boil it, and the junk that they cut it with separates, so you just have the natural coke, just what is actually cocaine.
Pure cocaine.
Pure cake, and then you smoke that. That's freebasing.
So that's freebase?
Yeah, but that's just because you have gone through that process. But that is exactly what crack is.
Crack is what you have after you do that whole process.
Right, yeah.
Oh, look at Jackie trying to pretend like he hasn't been doing this every weekend.
Professor Drug.
Where do you think I go every break?
What do you mean? Is that like when... Feigning.
I actually don't know that.
Really? You never did crack?
No, that's not his drug of choice.
No, it's a drug that's too expensive. I work hard for my money.
I drink Nerve tonic.
I'll stick to pot. Pot!
what?
But admit, if someone gave you some crack, Jackie, you'd try it.
I'll be in the Jack Lounge. No, I would never try crack.
You really wouldn't?
That's one you wouldn't do? You have your limit.
What if you're having a few beers and then you smoked a lot of pot and you're at a party and everyone's trying it?
Completely different situation.
All right. Okay. You wouldn't try it here at work, maybe.
I'll
If someone
dress up
handed
as a woman, but that's true. I'll draw the line.
If somebody handed you some crack now, would you A, throw it in the garbage, B, slip it in your pocket and think about it maybe for later, or C, both?
I'd probably trade it for some weed.
No, come on. You wouldn't put it in your pocket and say, I'll think about it?
No,
what?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't go home and say, hey, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Let's have a party.
Hey, someone gave you this. I don't know.
No.
Really?
No desire.
Okay.
I missed a few vices. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke crack.
Have you ever done anything with heroin?
I sold it for a while, but never did it.
Wow.
Is that true?
No.
I plead guilty to one use of heroin by accident. Because I thought it was coke.
He fell down and it was under his nose.
In my defense, I didn't know what I was
So
doing.
if you're on heroin and he's smoking crack, how come I'm getting such a bad rap on this show?
I never
Because
said
I
I smoked crack.
Did you smoke cocaine?
Your teeth are saying yes.
I was
Those teeth are glowing a strange color.
I was in Club Med.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, if I was a Club Med, I'd have to smoke.
It's under the influence of sex.
Under the influence of annoying yentas. And that song they all sing. Hey.
Is that how they get everybody to do that?
It's hypnotic.
Light up, baby, light up.
Gary needed to do coke to get through that song. All right, let me take a break and we'll continue with this interesting newscast.
Yeah.
Full of revelations right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
Just got a nice little, just got handed a note. There's a present waiting out there for me from my friends at NBC, Warren Littlefield.
Is that real?
Birthday present, yeah.
Why don't we have it brought in?
Would you like to see what it is?
I would certainly. CBS
Gary?
sent you a cake.
CBS sent me a cake and special birthday greetings from Howard Stringer and Peter Schweitzer.
Just drop another name.
What?
He's getting it right now.
He's getting it right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. He's gagging it. He's getting it.
Getting it right
Hold your
now.
horses.
Hold your horses.
Hold your water.
Water. That was Steve Gorilla.
Steve Gorilla.
It's
What is it?
It's in your agent's office.
Oh, it's not here.
Oh. I thought it was here.
I thought so too.
I see.
Well, let's go on then.
Wonder what it is.
Want to call your agent? You can open it for us. So curious.
Yeah.
You want to find out?
See if you can get him on the phone.
Okay.
Let him open it. Well,
Papa Flunky.
I don't even know these people. Very nice of them.
Why are you being so solicited?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Don't give me that. Because now you're getting that grin on your face.
Because I'm eating. And I have gas because I eat too fast.
Oh, you're like a baby burping.
Yeah.
That's not a smile, that's gas.
You know I'm happy as a mongoloid. Anyway, go ahead, Robin. Let's not interrupt the news with my career path.
There you go. It just determines what story I'll do next.
You mean based on my information?
Yeah, because I don't want to necessarily be interrupted in one story, so I'll do another story.
All right, go ahead.
We were talking about cocaine and crack use a little earlier. Tom was explaining to us that crack is just a cheap form of cocaine. It's not pure cocaine. Freebasing gives you pure cocaine.
Nothing like getting coke advice from a guy who looks like Ward Cleaver in his
now,
vest.
Beaver.
Yeah, now Beaver, crack is a residue.
Wally.
I know Tom came in here and started talking about the differences between crack and coke. And I was like, well, geez, is this credible information? Is this something he read in the New York Times?
I don't know who his sources are.
It's one thing if Jackie gives me crack and coke advice. It's another thing if it's Tom. Can you believe it? What is Tom exactly saying the difference is?
He says that when you do that freebase process, you're getting pure cocaine because you're separating the cocaine from anything it was cut with.
Go ahead.
Pure. But crack is just a cheap form of cocaine. It is not uncut cocaine, and that's why it was such a problem, because all of a sudden cocaine became affordable to the masses.
I see. Thank you, Tom.
That he knows.
Yeah. The one thing he knows is crack and coke. You know? Doesn't know anything about radio. Doesn't know anything about radio promotion.
Boy, but he can whip out a banner.
Yeah, that coke advice and banner advice. He can whip out a big WXRK banner.
In no time.
And he can get these little K-Rock things on the microphone real fast, too.
Always. You never run out of it.
No, it's funny what you know, you know?
No, I'm sorry. So I read.
Right.
Not from personal experience, but it's from reading.
What drugs have you taken?
Have you done marijuana?
Next to none.
What's next to none mean?
Next to none.
You smoke a little pot?
Yeah.
Did you tell your son yet you smoked pot?
I think I just did.
Yeah.
Did you inhale?
Yeah. I bet you've done lewds.
Bet you haven't.
No barbiturates?
Nope.
No kind of pill.
Never smoked hash?
No.
Hash oil? Mushrooms?
LSD.
No, I was too busy designing bumper stickers.
PCP.
I bet you were on PCP when you bought that tie.
Thanks a lot. This tie was given to me.
Right. By who, Charles Manson?
Kind of sat in the closet, since Christmas, and I finally figured I guess I better wear it.
All right. Well, thanks for the coke advice anyway. Good for Tom. It's always weird what Tom's body of knowledge is.
Yeah. It's scattered. You never can tell what it'll be.
Credit for, that's all.
Okay. Thank you. There he goes. Our boss.
Well, whatever crack is, it must be good. Because I'm reading a story here today in Newsday about a 22-year-old reputed prostitute who gave birth over a toilet in a Bronx single-room occupancy hotel. And then, she didn't even know she had had a baby.
Wow.
So they should be investigating this drug for childbirth.
I know. My wife whined and complained when she was having the kids. I should have just given her some crack. She could have done it right at home.
Listen to this.
Home birthing.
The woman was still working.
Wow.
She's a prostitute. She was having sex with a client.
Right. She had to take care of some business.
At 1 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then she left the room she was sharing.
What a prostitute.
To go to the bathroom and smoke a little crack. Sitting over the toilet, she felt her water break, and something came out.
Did she know she was pregnant?
I don't know that part.
Right.
All I know is that she didn't know she was having a baby. Police said the woman was wasted on crack and apparently was not aware she had given birth. 20 minutes later, she noticed a dead baby in the bowl.
I hope the kid can swim.
Nah. She wrapped it in a towel and dropped it in her garbage bin, and then returned to her customer and resumed to having sex.
Wow. Oh, wow. You believe that? Imagine having sex. The baby pops out, you go back to having sex. Aren't you a little stretched out after you have a baby?
Not this woman.
Guess it snaps right back into place.
Wow.
Why isn't somebody figuring out how to use this? Women are complaining about childbirth all the time, and then they say they need months to recover.
I'm going to puke. I'm really going to puke.
You know how long it was before your wife was ready to have sex again?
She's still not ready. It's been 2 years. Oh, my God.
That was one horny customer.
Yeah, oh, man. I mean, there had to be blood all over the place. The umbilical cord? Where was the... Wait a second. That can't be true. Where was the umbilical cord?
She just dropped everything.
What is it?
Did she chew it off? I have somebody on the phone from your agent's office. Your agent's out of town, but this woman, Kim, is willing to open up the gift. The Warren Littlefield gift.
Kim? Kim?
Hi, Howard.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I have a gift from you from, let's see, Warren Littlefield. Dear Howard.
Well, wait, maybe, is there anything confidential in the letter?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Why would there be something
confidential? No, I'm just saying, I don't know.
Howard.
No, I'm just saying, who knows what it could be. Yeah, go ahead.
Howard.
Yeah.
For your 41st birthday, 41 minutes of sensuous, full-body massage to get you through your stressful workday. Warren and all friends at NBC.
All right, open it up.
And I'm opening it up, and it is a gift certificate. Helen Lee Skincare Cosmetics for men and women.
No, throw it in the garbage. If you want to use it, you use it. What kind of gift is that? I'm a man.
Oh, come on,
Do I look like a
Howard.
woman?
Happy birthday.
Strike that from the record. Maybe I look like a woman, but...
Howard, you look fine.
All right, thank you.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
He heard about you at that transsexual show.
Yeah.
Thought you might like a little facial.
What a useless gift. I mean, no offense. What a useless gift.
Who was thinking of the gift giving over there?
His wife.
Yeah. I'm not going to use that.
Hey, give it to your wife.
All right. What do you do with that? What, do you get a massage?
Yeah.
I hate people that massage me.
I
Unless
know,
it's
that's not the most comfortable thing to you.
No.
All of a sudden.
Will they do anything to you?
No.
I mean, if you tip?
No. This is not that kind of place, I'm sure.
Really?
You sure?
That's called a health massage, a physical massage.
We're not talking about massaging your prostate.
That's called therapeutic massage. I'm serious. That's what it's called, you know. It's not a sex act. It's just where you can clean yourself out. You know, you get everything out, get the pipes going.
Drain yourself.
You drain everything out of you so you can sleep during the massage. I'm trying to find something that isn't considered cheating. Massaging.
How do you know that you wouldn't like a full body massage even without that? Just because some girl was doing it.
I probably would like it. I liked when your friend rubbed my feet. I was getting all excited. Robin sent over this really good-looking girl to massage my feet. And I was getting real horny.
Well, she happens to be the premier reflexologist in the country.
Yeah, and she also had about a D cup. What?
By the way, she left a message on Friday that she'd like to do your feet again for your birthday.
Oh, she did?
Ooh, I'll take her over that. Where can we do it this time?
Scores.
Well, you know what? We should have gotten you a room at the Plaza.
I really thought your friend was going to, like, all of a sudden take off her clothes and then jump on top of me.
We're jaded.
I know.
Why would you think my friend would do that?
No, I don't know. I just had the feeling, and then nothing
You should
happened.
have known that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
She doesn't even go above the knee, right?
I know.
No, he stays right down there by your ankle.
I was so bored.
So bored. Supposed to relax.
Stupid Gary had it done, and he just opened up his mouth and fell asleep.
Snoring.
He's like a empty slate.
I would take you if you're gonna.
How could you fall asleep while that sexy girl is doing your feet? I was just
Because
I
I
couldn't
spent
stop.
half an hour on my ankles. I got bored.
Did you think she was going to go up higher?
No.
Yeah, why do I always think something's going to happen?
You want to kind of push yourself down in the bed to work your stuff.
Yeah, right. I started like gyrating my waist.
You see, this is what cracks me up, because men and women have a different orientation to sex.
I'll say.
And guys always think that women like the same things they do.
I don't know. I just thought maybe your friend was real horny and would jump on top of me.
But it just reminds me, because I was watching one of the talk shows the other day, and this guy, he didn't get enough sex from his wife.
Right.
And so one day he just stripped off all of his clothes and he started shaking himself in his wife's face. You know,
right.
He was sitting in a chair.
I've done that. I've done that. I did that to Allison one day when I came home from work. I took a shower and she was sitting in bed. And I just came in and I got myself naked and I started whapping her in the face with a piece of my anatomy.
Sometimes they need to be battered.
Right.
Oh, stop that.
Well, they don't listen.
But a woman doesn't find that particularly sexy.
Well,
yeah.
She must not be the right woman.
Get it going.
I got what I wanted.
Yeah, because she was oh, this is the only way to stop him.
I hit her in the head with my bat.
Home run.
But that doesn't necessarily make a woman get so hot she has to jump on top of you.
Well, that's you.
Trust me, Howard.
I was thinking like I was laying there.
Back for more.
I was in a hotel. We were about to tape our Channel 9 show, and Robin, for my birthday, had gotten me this foot massage.
Mm-hmm.
And she walked in, and I'm like, hubba, hubba. And I'm laying there, and she goes, all right, take off your shoes, and, you know, if you want to take off your pants, that's fine, you know, and get under the covers, and I'll just work on your feet. You know, stick your feet out the bottom of the covers. And I go, She starts rubbing my feet, and I go, you know what? Maybe she, like I'll just pretend I'm asleep here, and maybe she'll start going up higher. We'll see what happens.
You're thinking it's like, I'll just work on your feet, wink, wink.
Yeah, right. And if I pretend I'm asleep, she'll take advantage of me, and I'll just say, I didn't know you did that. I was asleep.
What? Because of the price, you thought there had to be more?
Yeah. I mean, it was like $100 or something.
You thought foot massage was a cover for more because nobody could
Yeah.
do that much to work on your feet?
Yeah. No, I just thought that like maybe you know, maybe she was attracted or something, and she would go for it because I was asleep. And she didn't do anything. She just did it and left.
She's very professional. That is her profession.
I'll pass then.
Oh. She's very good. Laura Norman, since you're going to talk about her so much.
Yeah, and don't expect to get anything off her.
Except a foot massage, which is what you're paying for.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was paying for a little more.
Yeah, it's a great foot massage, but it's a foot massage.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez, I can rub my own feet. I can reach that.
Save a few bucks.
All right.
Doesn't feel the same. So we found out what Warren Littlefield sent.
Yeah.
You're disappointed.
No, he's good.
Not a good picking gift.
No, he's a better programmer than he is a gift buyer.
So anyway, in the paper on Friday, actually, the story broke that Malcolm X's daughter, Kabila.
Guilty. Guilty.
Stop that.
Kabila X. Guilty.
Kabila Shabazz.
Right.
She has been accused of plotting to assassinate Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Black Muslim movement.
Is that against the law?
Plotting to commit paying somebody to murder someone? Yes.
No, paying someone to murder Farrakhan.
Oh, specifically.
Yeah.
Apparently it is, because she's been charged.
And how'd the cops find out?
She called, this is what is alleged. She called the mother of an old college friend who was in the witness protection program because he had also been an informant of some sort in another case years ago.
Right.
And this guy immediately called his friends in the FBI and said, look, I've been solicited by the daughter of Malcolm X to set up an assassination of Louis Farrakhan. What do you want me to do?
I thought the FBI usually lets that stuff go down and then...
And then they come in and
arrest
right. Well, they've changed policy, apparently. Well, that's what the Farrakhan camp is saying, that he's no friend of the government. Why would they want to protect him? They think it's a whole big setup to split up the movement.
Oh. Yeah. Here in grade, they saved that sucker's life, and this is his statement. I like the old FBI that used to have people bumped off.
And used to spy on everybody.
Yeah, they were cool.
So anyway, she's under charges. Her family is now rallying to her support, and they say this guy called her first, and he's been known to set up other people. She has a public defender for an attorney right now, but I understand that William Kunstler is making his way to Minneapolis to help out with the case.
That name kills me. Like if your name is Black Man, it might be that you were like a blacksmith or something. Mm-hmm. And if your name is, I don't know, Goldman, you might have been in the gold business. What's a Kunstler?
What business were they in?
Yeah, where'd that name come from? What business were you into? I guess, maybe they were pimps.
It would stand to reason, judging from your logic.
Right.
I also see in the paper today, the Daily News has an exclusive. They say they know for sure that O.J.'s protege, Marcus Allen, and O.J. had a conversation about Marcus Allen having slept with O.J.'s wife, Nicole.
How come O.J. didn't chop his head off?
Apparently he was very calm.
Really?
During the entire conversation. It was a man-to-man discussion.
Jeez.
Didn't turn into a fight.
Wonder why he told O.J.
I don't know.
I wouldn't tell O.J. I'd keep quiet about it.
Guilt?
One belch means yes.
Oh, I didn't understand.
I thought you knew the code.
I didn't understand the code.
2 means no. 3 is by C.
I don't know why you would sleep with your best friend's wife, and then I don't know why you'd tell him if you got away with it.
Right.
But they say in the Daily News they know for a fact, I don't know anything, I'm just reading their article, they say that O.J. and Marcus Allen discussed it, and that Allen admitted it, and there was no fighting, no threats. And the meeting in which this conversation was held took place before the death of Nicole Simpson.
Well,
they think they might introduce this into the trial to show how calm O.J. can be.
See, that's what was going through my head. Why are they releasing this now? I got a feeling they're saying, hey, why don't you give an example where Nicole slept with somebody and O.J. didn't kill him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what this is. See? O.J. could handle it. He could take it. Marcus Allen is still walking around.
Yeah, that guy talking to himself at the trial? You're not crazy.
It's not like he killed everybody.
Right. He didn't kill Marcus Allen. So why would he kill this guy?
The O.J. case continues. They think maybe later this week we might even see opening arguments. It'll be interesting to see. Bruce Springsteen is sniffing around the E Street Band again.
I smell Clarence.
They say they got together. Bruce is putting out a greatest hits album, and he rejoined the E Street Band, or they regrouped to record 2 songs for the greatest hits album.
Those guys were available?
Yeah, apparently so.
Bruce was able to get them together? I figure maybe they're busy working on other projects.
Yeah, everybody had just scattered, and they had too many commitments.
Yeah, right. They've all been pretty busy after being in the E Street Band, I would imagine.
Well, Bruce wasn't busy, and neither was any of them.
Yeah. A lot of guys just sitting around.
So they're wondering, this has led to speculation that maybe the E Street Band will get back together and start recording again, or that they might tour sometime this summer. They also say that Bruce and Little Steven Van Zandt are working together again.
Wow. I can hardly wait.
It's gotten everybody all excited.
Not me. Somebody tell Bruce Springsteen it's over. Like it happened and that's it.
Well, now he's hoping maybe if I get back together, I suppose, with the original guys, it'll all come back.
He can get together with the Beatles. It ain't going to happen.
Oh, don't count the guy out yet.
He affects me about as much as the hockey strike.
How could Sylvester Stallone? Ooh, I can't talk today. How can...
You're doing fine. Don't put yourself down.
I can't say this name.
You're
Sylvester
just fishing for
Stallone.
Compliments again.
Oh, stop.
I know you. Oh, I can't talk today. I have to compliment. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How can Sylvester Stallone let this happen? I'm reading in the paper that his mother is flat broke. Jackie Stallone was interviewed by the Post and said, I would never ask my son for any financial help, even though he keeps offering it to me.
Do you believe that?
No. She claims she owes $400,000 and has assets of $13,000.
Let's see. If you have $13,000 and you owe $400,000,
you're in trouble.
Why doesn't she just sell some of those creative headbands?
Who lets her get that much in debt? Who's giving her all that credit? They're giving it to her because she's Stallone's mom.
Yeah, she must know what she's doing. She's Sylvester Stallone's mom. Well, she has an excellent psychic ability, can't she?
Not for herself.
No.
She can tell everybody else.
That's such an unusual gift that she has. She can tell everybody else's future, but she can't tell her own.
Well,
it's so sad.
She says she's also facing a huge lawsuit in which she's charged with backing out of a deal to host an astrological hotline.
You're kidding. Why would she back out of that?
As soon as people find out who I am, they sue me, she told Parade magazine. I don't kid myself. I've learned that there are no free lunches for a star's mother.
There you go.
Finally learned that. So she's saying she's a big girl and she's not going to her son for help.
Well,
she's just going to file bankruptcy.
Right. She used to come on the show, but the boys put a stop to it. Sylvester and Frank won't let her come on.
Maybe they'll let her come on now because she didn't have money troubles when she was doing this show.
Right.
Paula Jones is now saying in the press that she thinks she's being used by her right-wing backers. She says she's running out of money. Even her legal defense fund had to disconnect their phone last week for non-payment of its bill.
I mean, there's no lawyer that wants to take that case on. I mean, it's such a solid case. None of them want to take it on contingency.
She says that she knows that other right-wingers are making money off her name, but she's not getting any of it. The Legal Affairs Council has sent out fundraising letters using her name, And the Reverend Jerry Falwell has hawked videotapes detailing charges against Clinton, but Jones hasn't benefited. She now says she's feeling a little used.
Well, drop the lawsuit. Maybe you won't be so used.
Prince Charles is upset because his longtime valet has decided to reveal some of the prince's secrets. He told a Sunday newspaper in London that he used to wash the mud out of the pajamas of the prince after he had sneaked out of his country home to make love to his married mistress.
No kidding. He would sneak over in his pajamas?
Yeah, I guess they were doing it in the dirt or something. I don't know.
Maybe he was just walking around in his pajamas and collected some dirt.
I don't know where the mud was washed from. But Charles is said to be devastated by these latest revelations about his personal life. But they do say they were open-air assignations, so maybe they were doing it in the dirt. So Camilla Parker Bowles was running from her house, and Charles was running to her, and they were making out, I guess, on the grounds of her home.
I could see why. She's so beautiful.
The mud and muck was everywhere. They were obviously doing it in the open air, according to the valet. He'd leave Di in the castle, I guess, and sneak over to her house.
Big-eared man rolling around in the mud.
So now the valet has been suspended.
Maybe Prince Charles thought she was so ugly he was giving her a mud pack, whatever that is.
It was a treatment. They were having sex.
That's all. Yeah, make her presentable.
Well, here's an interesting labor dispute.
Yeah, labor dispute.
Women who work for the Nabisco plant.
Yeah, they make a lot of money, Nabisco. You shouldn't have to do that.
In Oxnard say they can't go to the restroom anytime they want.
You would think, they'd let you go to the bathroom. Nabisco makes #1 cookie company for their purposes. And they make tons of money, and then when someone wants to go to the John, you can't go.
So they say the women who couldn't go whenever they wanted to were standing on the line, whatever they do for the cookie company, but standing on the line in diapers.
No kidding.
Yes.
I mean, Nabisco would put them in diapers?
They were forced to wear diapers on the job. Some of the assembly line workers said that they suffered bladder infections because they've been forbidden from going to the bathroom when they need to.
You know why? I'll tell you, it's poor Nabisco company. They probably got a bunch of women over there. So, every minute they're going to the bathroom. They're not in there going to the bathroom. They're in there carrying on. So Nabisco finally said, all right, we'll let you go to the bathroom twice or 3 times in an 8-hour period. Is that enough? And now, they're going to build it into something.
Well, they said that the men get to go anytime they want.
Because men don't abuse it.
Oh.
I see what goes on with the bathroom every minute. Although Jackie abuses the bathroom here. I should put a diaper on him.
The women couldn't go until break time. But the men could go whenever. So they resorted to wearing diapers and other means of protection to accommodate these bathroom restrictions.
Me and Dr. Lou, when we were in college, we used to have a 4-hour trip to Boston, and we would get in the car and we'd say, well, just go. And if a guy had to go, you hold it in. Then when I met my wife, we started going back and forth from New York to Boston. We had to stop 16 times for her to go to the bathroom. I was like, I want to get there already. Can't you hold it? It's already nighttime. We left in the morning.
One woman said it's humiliating to walk around like a baby in a diaper.
Really? Duh. Oh, anyway.
So anyway, that's how they're making those cookies, I guess.
No wonder they taste good.
It's hard to keep up with people in Hollywood. Just the other day, I saw reports that Paula Abdul had shown up on the slopes of Colorado, the ski slopes, with old boyfriend John Stamos. But in hot copy today, they say that Paula has moved back in with Emilio Estevez, her husband.
That's so nice to hear, Robin. That's really nice.
Maybe they've worked out all their problems.
I hope so.
I see that Conan O'Brien has been given the go-ahead to do about 13 more shows.
13 more shows?
That's 13 weeks of shows.
I mean, now they're down to renewing him at 13 shows at a time?
13 weeks.
Hard to believe.
13 more weeks.
That poor bastard wants a long-time contract with him. They won't give it to him.
No, they keep doing it 13 weeks at a time. But they say they're very pleased. He experienced 20% growth in his audience.
Well, I heard Conan threaten them. He said, if you don't give me a long contract, I'm going to leave. So he just signed another 13-week contract.
And I see tonight...
NBC called me. They said, can we give Conan a 13-minute contract that we renew him every 13 minutes? I said, listen, I don't know anything about contracts.
He could never do a show under those circumstances.
You don't think so? I bet you he could. Imagine every 13 minutes he has to negotiate.
Every break.
Every break.
How we doing?
Well, you're still on.
Big negotiation.
Every commercial.
Can I finish the show?
That's funny.
The new Star Trek Voyager series kicks off the Paramount Network tonight here in New York on Channel 9. They have a 2-hour season premiere and a series premiere.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
And they're going to have to compete with Star Trek The Next Generation.
They're going to compete with Melrose Place.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my. Oh, no, they won't. And Melrose is at 8.
No, Melrose.
Oh, my. Yes, I know what I'm talking about, Robin, please.
And Star Trek are coming on at the same time.
Are they?
Yeah.
8 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
That new Star Trek got a real good review in both Daily News and the Post. But what do they know?
But to counter-program, Channel 11 is running
Three Stooges.
The Next Generation for 2 hours.
Wow.
Get those VCRs ready. So there you have it. That's what's
Boy,
happening.
what a good report. Thank you, Robin. Once again, I feel informed. And as Robin and I always say this time of year, Martin Luther who?
Oh,
thank you. All right.
Stop it.
Anyway.
Everybody kept telling me, oh, it's a holiday on Monday. We won't be working on it. What holiday?
Yeah, what holiday is that? No, that's not a real holiday, okay? That's a holiday they had to give to the black people to calm them down.
Oh, stop that.
Isn't that true,
It's a
Robin?
holiday if you want to celebrate it. I
Don't
mean,
you
I
think-
don't celebrate all holidays. I don't celebrate Hanukkah.
You do.
I do not.
Don't you feel that's more of an appeasement than a real holiday? In a sense? Because, like, aren't all the other days, like, for guys who served as president and stuff?
No, Columbus Day, that's
Yeah, but, I mean, come on.
commemorating a
He
president.
found America. I mean,
he was
Christ.
lost.
Well, all right, but he found it.
He thought he was in India.
He was lost, but he found it.
It's a weird holiday because no one will make a full commitment to it.
Yeah, right.
Like New Jersey, the schools can be, the banks can be open if they want to.
Nobody knows what to do.
Right.
Yeah. What kind of holiday is this?
It's new. It's relatively new.
Right, I hear you.
I just wanted to say that.
Listen, if it makes
You wouldn't celebrate MLK Day, as they say.
I don't even have the nerve to ask Tom for the day off. Let's put it that way.
Is anybody celebrating Kwanzaa?
I am.
Is that now?
I don't know, but that's like
Black
another
Christmas.
holiday that I never heard of.
No, that's
years ago.
That's Black Christmas.
But when did that start?
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was somebody just decided I'm going to start a new holiday.
But that's not like an
called
old
Kwanzaa.
thing.
They're like, hey, Jesus was white. Let's get a black guy in there.
Kwanzaa isn't like a guy.
Kwanzaa's a guy.
No, it
isn't he? That's what I thought. Kwanzaa roamed the earth. Wasn't it Kwanzaa who said, let's all love each other?
No.
Why can't we get along?
That was Rodney King.
Oh, all right.
Kwanzaa.
Well, that actually brings me to where we finish up the show. I did have an opportunity to read both chapters of Robin's book.
That's not a chapter.
Short passages. So short passages.
Oh, passages. Yes.
Well, what was your complaint with it? Can I guess?
I don't even know what you. What did you? What was?
He read the Rodney King. He read the Rodney King thing.
Oh, okay.
And I read both of them, and I guess your complaint was that if people.
It wasn't a complaint. It was just an observation.
I guess that if people read the book and don't know the show.
Yes.
They might think that you're some sort of loony racist.
That was my complaint.
That was exactly what his complaint was. So what did you?
I could understand that. But I wouldn't have seen that, but I'm not Howard. But you know what I mean? Like, he had to point that out to me. When I read it, it didn't seem so bad. But now that you pointed that out, I can understand that.
Oh, you pointed it out to him?
I thought
he heard our conversation.
I heard the conversation.
So he overheard us talking.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand, because without saying everything that Howard said, it does make him seem like Daniel Carver.
Yeah. But so what? As long as I point it out, Robin doesn't care, right?
No, I don't care.
Jackie Jokeman
But
Marlowe.
you read both, and you got the same impression of both?
Yeah, it wasn't very different. It really wasn't.
Great.
I'm sorry.
Can you leave the last couple of pages blank?
No. No.
Just say omitted. Jackie Jokeman Marlowe. I don't even want to read the rewrite. I'm trusting you. Jackie Marlowe. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette, it is $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Saturday night, January 28th, at the Riviera Hotel. It's Jackie in Las Vegas. Wow, his career is really taking off.
Yeah.
Jackie got beat up the last time he appeared in Vegas.
No.
A couple angry customers.
But he's ready to go back now.
There he is.
He's all healed.
For raunchy jokes and info, call 516-9221. Remember, 516-9221 is not a pay service. Don't miss Stuttering John's band appearing at Avalon on 2nd Avenue and 85th Street in Manhattan this Wednesday night, January 18th, with special guest Fred Nugent. Fred Nugent, Fred's band. That's the new name. For more info, call 201-942-OUCH. And finally, Smokey is in the room. If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. That's his new nickname, Smokey. And, let's remind everyone, Robin, that if you want to actually be in the room with us and experience the birthday show as we experienced it, the E! Show has it all this week. 5 nights of birthday show. Yay! Hey, maybe I'll be on. Hey. How come no one brought the Jackie puppet to the birthday show? He was out. He missed it all.
We're afraid. He's so fragile.
He breaks.
Take
Jackie
to a
puppet.
situation like that.
Jackie puppet smokes too much pot. All right, let's say good night. God bless you, 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 bless you,